Barbara Jean.
Here you go, Reba. A little gift.
Oh, looky there. A dartboard.
Ha, Carrot Top. It's just a little something for you to remember me by.
Are we breaking up? What did I do, and why didn't I do it sooner?
Reba, we can't joke our way out of this painful situation. Brock is selling our house to pay the debt to the IRS.
What? Why do you have to do that? I thought you guys were getting a second mortgage.
Brock's credit is wrecked. He said the guy at the bank actually taped our application up in the coffee room next to Dilbert.
Selling your house? I don't know what to say. Wish there was something I could do.
There is.
Should have stopped after I don't know what to say.
Reba, buy our house and let us stay, please.
Look, Barbara Jean, I couldn't buy your house even if there was normal people living in it.
Well, I figured it was worth a shot. You could have told me that Brock was a deadbeat before I started sneaking around with him.
God, I hate seeing Barbara Jean sad. It's like looking at a clown without all her makeup on.
Yeah, it's sad. I wish we could help, but we can't.
Yes, we can.
I got to quit saying that.
Look, Mrs. H, when we flipped that house on Fillmore last month, we made a little money. But the big money is owning a rental property. It makes a little money during the month, but it also appreciates. You gotta see the big picture.
Do you know why I keep saying no? Because of this big picture.
Barbara Jean, Barbara Jean, Barbara Jean. You're so sensitive about Barbara Jean. What has she ever done to you? Yeah. She broke up your marriage and stole your husband. Frankly, Mrs. H, if you look at the guy in a harsh light today, you'll see she did you a favor. Now, I got one word for you. Let it go.
That's 3 words.
Not the way I say it. Say it with me. Let it go. Come on! We're talking about making money here.
Yeah, and I hate to bring human beings in your whole big discussion about money, but, Mom, you could actually help them keep their home.
Who? Oh, yeah.
Look, if you don't buy their house, they're gonna have to leave the place that they love. I mean, helping someone keep their home is a huge deal. I work with the homeless.
Yeah, we know. But she does make a good point.
Okay, what are y'all saying? If I'm a good person, I'll do this?
Exactly, and that's what we're trying to appeal to, your good personness. You see, I got the head for business. You got the body.
My roots are planted in the past, though my life is changing fast. Who I am is who I wanna be. A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops, with gentle hands and the heart of a fighter. I'm a survivor.
Hey, Mrs. H, the lease is all ready to go. Oh, this is so exciting. I love being a landlord. I love land, and I love being a lord. Hey, when they come in, can we make them bow down to us?
Van, this is not a game.
I was being serious. Kiss the pinky!
Look, I agreed to buy Brock and Barbara Jean's house to help them out, but there's a reason why you don't sell your car to a family member.
Or underwear. Barbara Jean said they were unisex.
Van. I am trying to explain to you why we need to keep this arrangement strictly business. I want to avoid any situation which will make me mad and give me motive to kill.
There's my fairy godmother. Oh, hey, can you turn my husband into a prince?
Nope, he's stuck as a toad.
Very nice. Look, Barbara Jean won't listen to me because, well, she's my wife. But I want to go on record as saying that the two of you buying my house is the worst idea that I've ever heard.
Okay, what he means is thank you, thank you, thank you.
You don't have to thank us.
Yeah, your deposit check will take care of that.
All you need to do is pay us for the first and last month's rent after you sign the lease.
What? A lease? I mean, we don't need a lease, Reba. We're friends.
Okay, nothing about that statement is correct.
That's because we're the landlords. You're the lowly tenants. But Mrs. H and I have agreed that you don't have to bow or kiss the pinky.
Okay. Yeah, it's starting to sink in. My ex-wife owns my house. Well, she got my first one, might as well have the second.
Reba, would this figure here be the rent?
Yep.
All right.
Hey, it's a lot less than anything else that's going in the neighborhood. I mean, golly, you didn't expect us to let you live there for free, did you?
No. Maybe. Would be nice.
Barbara Jean, this is a business deal, and I want to keep it that way.
Okay. Fine. That's the way you want it? Van, can I borrow a pen?
Sure, but you're gonna need to put a deposit down on it. I'm just kidding.
Man, this is how I always dreamed my life would turn out. Yeah, it's a real high point. Hey, maybe tomorrow morning I'll wake up in bed with my mom.
Hard work being a landlord, huh?
I had no idea how demanding tenants could be. Barbara Jean's complaining that her dishwasher's broken and expects me to pay to have it fixed. I got one word for you, Barbara Jean. Paper plates!
Van, that is 2 words.
Let it go!
You know, you sound like some sort of fat cat slumlord.
Fat cat. I like that. I like cats and I like fat.
Van, we have to fix their dishwasher. It's part of being a landlord.
No, it isn't, Mrs. H. Being a landlord is soaking the tenants for every penny so I can sit around, take naps, and go to the gym, which I'm late for, by the way.
Van, you know, your new obsession with money is very unattractive.
Oh, yeah? That might be. But take a look at these hammies.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, right. Wash a dish.
You know, you should go home, take a sock, and shove it down the toilet. See if his hammies can fix that.
So, Reba, listen, Barbara Jean sent me over here to give you the security deposit.
Oh, great. The way she was acting, I thought I was going to have a problem with that.
Yeah, well, here you go.
What's that?
That's the security deposit. It's all in dimes. She said you should count it.
That's insane. I can't drag a bag of dimes to the bank. They'll think I've robbed a fountain.
Oh. Yeah, listen, there's something else. Barbara Jean has decided to fix up the house, and since you're the landlord, it's on your dime. She said I should make sure and say it exactly like that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go take care of this insanity right now.
Yeah.
Barbara Jean,
Yeah.
we need to talk.
Oh. Hey, Mrs. Roper.
What are you doing?
We're decorating. Which color do you like for the living room? Sand or Parisian ecru?
Which color were you sniffing when you decided I was going to paint your house?
Well, according According to the tenants' rights hotline, it is customary for the landlord to repaint every 2 years.
We've only owned the property for a week.
Yeah, well, it's not my fault the previous owners didn't keep the property up.
Why are you doing this?
Why am I doing what? Why am I standing up for my rights? Why am I not letting the man stick it to me?
I'm not the man, and I'm not sticking it to you. And there is no way that Van and I are going to pay for upgrades like wallpaper and paint and... Are you redoing the floor?
Yes, I am making a necessary repair. There's a nick behind the couch.
So you have a nick? And you want me to replace the whole floor?
Yeah, it's a hazard. Henry could snag a sock. Anything could happen. I mean, someone could die.
That's it, Barbara Jean. No floor, no paint, no nothing. And if you ever pay me with a sack of dimes, I will tie that to your feet and throw you in the lake.
You better watch it because I still got some dimes and I don't...
Oh, God! Oh, my ankle! Oh, Barbara Jean, are you okay? Should I call a doctor?
Yeah, but first, call a lawyer, because I'm suing you. I'm so weak.
Hey, when those whiny renters get back from the hospital, can you make sure and tell them that I took care of their petty complaints? And I did it myself, and I saved a few bucks by doing it. Licensed plumber my butt. Plumber butt. Just say no to crack.
Van, you don't know anything about plumbing?
I don't know anything about gas either, but I fixed the furnace. Those people are trouble. I say we evict them.
Van, that's my father you're talking about.
It's all about the poor tenants, isn't it, Cheyenne? Nobody ever thinks about the fat cat landlord. Do they? I'm gonna go get a beer and some fudge.
Hello, Reba. I'm fine. They may have to amputate. But, you know, I can always get a license plate that says Stumpy.
Barbara Jean, the doctor said it was a sprain.
He said it was the kind of sprain he saw all the time in Nam.
You know, Barbara Jean, so Mom isn't the best landlord. I mean, seriously, if Van and I had to pay rent, we would have moved out a long time ago.
Thank you, honey.
Uh-huh.
Look, Barbara Jean, I know you came over here to make me feel guilty, but I don't. I'm sorry you're hurt, but it wasn't my fault.
Well, it isn't up to me to determine who is or isn't at fault, Reba. That is for the judge to decide. Here's your subpoena. I brought it to you myself because I just know how much you love paperwork. Oh, and while you're eating crow, try not to get any on that shirt because I plan to take it right off your back. Good one.
And I got one word for you, Barbara Jean. Let it go.
Mrs. H, guess what?
What?
I hired a private detective to dig up dirt on Barbara Jean. This baby is loaded with character deformation.
You mean defamation?
I mean both.
This lawsuit's ridiculous. I mean, if she's gonna sue me for hurting her, I wish I could get one more crack at it.
Mrs. H, there's no way she's gonna win. We have a secret weapon in the arsenal. Do you know Barbara Jean has been arrested for public indecency 3 times?
Oh. Oh, great. Now you've ruined Oktoberfest for me.
Sorry we're late. We would have been here sooner. Except I can barely walk on my nearly broken leg.
Well, if you're really suffering, we could always put you down.
Makes fun of cripples. Write that down.
Let's just
just stick to this case for the time being, shall we? Mrs. Hart, Barbara Jean's lawsuit alleges that neglectful conduct has led to the severe sprain of her ankle, affected her time with her child, and led to the demise of her wifely duties.
What does that mean?
Means we're going to be getting a thank you letter from Brock.
It's time for my pain medication. Why don't you write down that I'm also now addicted to painkillers?
Not for the first time. Right, Barbara Jean?
Are you Reba Hart's lawyer?
I'm Van Montgomery, co-owner of the alleged property, which we graciously allowed this deadbeat renter to continue living in. She would have been out on the street if it weren't for us. Not for the first time. Right, Barbara Jean?
You are not named in the lawsuit, Mr. Montgomery. Mrs. Hart is only suing Mrs. Hart.
What? That's not fair.
Life's not fair, Mrs. H. You're on your own. Bye, guys.
All right, let's get into this. What is your full name?
Reba Nell Hart.
And what's your date of birth?
December the 12th.
19.
19, none of your business. Move on.
And, what are your feelings towards Barbara Jean?
What are my feelings? What's that got to do with this case?
I have no idea. Barbara Jean gave me this list of questions. Can't we use my questions now? Or...
No! Question 21. Have you had it in for Barbara Jean ever since she stole your husband, so that when you saw the chance to buy her house and cause her financial ruin and humiliation, you did it gleefully? What?
No, that's a crazy question.
It is not a crazy question, just like question 43. Do you sit in your house, which you own, and happily toast your superiority with champagne that you bought with Barbara Jean's rent money?
First of all, when I'm sitting alone in my home thinking about you, I'm drinking hard liquor. And second of all, do you really think I could do that?
Yes, because the only reason you bought our house was to humiliate and punish me.
You asked me to buy it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Well, maybe I should just take the bar exam for you too, cowboy, huh? How about that? Yeah. I asked you, Reba, because we needed your help. But you just saw it as a chance to swoop in like a vulture and feast on the dead carcass of our financial ruin.
I have no interest in feasting on your carcass.
You made me sign a lease. Do you have any idea how that made me feel?
Sheltered? Safe?
Terrible. Like I was just a rent check, a dollar sign, instead of the woman who stole your husband and became your best friend.
Barbara Jean, take my word for it. My feelings for you have not changed.
Really?
Yes, I bought the house so you wouldn't be thrown out on the street, and I made you sign a lease so there would be no misunderstandings to get into the way of our
Love for each other?
whatever.
So you really felt bad for us?
How could I not feel bad for you? I mean, you're in such a financial hole that you might never, ever get out of it. As much as I'd like to revel in that, I hate to see you suffer like this.
Really? So when I hurt, you hurt?
If you don't move your hand, you're gonna hurt.
Oh, Reba, I can't sue you. I'm dropping the lawsuit. Oh, Reba, you are a dear, sweet woman.
No,
and you know what? I'm just so happy that I could dance in the streets naked.
Not for the first time, right, Barbara Jean?
How did you get that? God, I thought I burned him. Oh, God. Van, please, Van, where'd you go?
Ah.
Oh, God. I was so
so young, Van. Oh, God.
Hey, wait a minute. Now I remember you.
Mrs. H, what are you doing?
I made you some cookies, and look, I wrote your name on this one with some M&Ms.
Wow. I dreamt it and it actually happened. And this time I'm wearing pants. Good cookie. Good freaking cookie.
Hey guys, what's going on?
A perfect moment. Don't ruin it.
While Van was napping, I made him some cookies.
And milk. Your mother is treating me, well, properly.
So Mom came home from work, saw you asleep on the couch, and instead of whacking you with a spoon, she made you cookies?
Good freaking cookie.
Something's fishy about this.
Nothing fishy around here. Just a mother-in-law showing a little love.
Yeah, she likes me, Cheyenne.
Oh, I love him. I love him a lot.
Yeah, not just fishy. Sinister.
We're nice to each other. She made me cookies. I lent her my car. My car!
If it makes you feel better, I'm fine.
My roots are planted in the past, though my life is changing fast. Who I am is who I wanna be. A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops, with gentle hands and the heart of a fighter. I'm a survivor.
Oh, Rhonda. Your door. Anything but your door.
Look, Van, I'm terribly sorry.
Get away from me, you car wrecker!
Okay, Van, okay, do not overreact. Sure, it's something that we could very easily fix.
Whoa, not the door. The door's the hardest part to fix.
Oh, man. Van's gonna cry.
I'm not gonna cry. No, I'm not gonna cry. That's fine. But I'll be damned if I let you people see me not cry.
Oh, I'd better go after him. I've seen him like this before. He writes poetry. That's perfect. I need a poem for school. Written on a 5th grade level.
Reba, did you do this to Van's car?
It wasn't all my fault. There was a pole involved.
Oh, yeah, and last week when you wrecked your car, there was a fence involved. Now, could it be that you were driving without your glasses again?
You don't live here. Why am I talking to you?
Rhonda, Rhonda, the car I was so fond of. I wish I could fix you with a magic wanda.
Honey, that is beautiful. Yeah, for a second grader.
Van, again, I am so sorry about Rhonda.
Yeah, well, now I'm gonna have to go rent a Honda.
Reba, if you're gonna drive at night without your glasses, you're gonna have to take other steps.
She wasn't wearing her glasses? Cheyenne, she wasn't wearing her glasses. How rich!
Easy, honey.
No, I'm fine. I mean, why should Mrs. Magoo wear her glasses?
I hate my glasses. They make me look like a grandma. Zip it.
Well, then why the heck don't you just get laser eye surgery?
I don't have time to do something like that.
Well, Reba, you gotta do something because this family is running out of cars.
Mom, you should really think about getting that laser thing done. I mean, it only takes an afternoon. I'd be happy to stay home and look after you.
Or I could look after her while she's blind and defenseless. I'm gonna go read Rhonda a poem.
Will you at least think about getting it done?
I am getting it done, Cheyenne. On Tuesday, I had my consultation today. You wanna hear something ironic? The pole that I smashed into today was in the eye doctor's parking lot.
Well, so you're doing it. That's great. Okay, so I'll stay home and take care of you.
No, I don't want anybody to take care of me. I just need a ride there and back, and then I want to be left alone.
Oh, I'm so excited. So are you just getting the eyes done, or are you gonna do the bags too?
Can I do that?
You are doing so well, Mom. And step, and step.
I know how to walk. I'm not a baby.
Oh, no, you're not. You're a big girl. Yes, you are. So, how long till you can see?
A few hours. The kind of surgery I had is where they don't cut your eyeball. They just scrape it off, so the recovery's a little bit longer. Good Valium. Good freaking Valium.
Okay, I'm gonna lead you to the couch now, all right?
Okay.
It'll be a little trust exercise.
All right.
Oop. Hello? Oh, I'll call you back. Diane! Mom, I'm sorry. Glenn called Jennifer. He is so cute. Okay, I'll help you to the couch. Come on.
No, forget it.
Mom, are you sure you're gonna be okay? I feel guilty leaving you like this.
Looking forward to some alone time. Go on to the movies. I'll be fine.
Okay, but call me if you need me. I'll have my cell phone, okay? All right. Hello? Oh, no, it was nothing. My mom's just blind and she fell.
So tell me everything. Oh my God!
Oh, I'll call you back. Where are you going?
I am totally, like, going in the house. Move, please.
No, you can't go in there.
Why?
Because you can't.
Why?
Well, just because I can't tell you.
Why?
Because Mom got the laser eye surgery and she doesn't want anyone fussing over her.
She's in there? This is perfect. I have a score to settle. A vendetta.
No, Van. No vendettas. Come on. Why don't you just forgive Mom and go to the movies with me, please?
You know what? You're right.
Thank you.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Forgive her. You know why? Because you asked me and I love you.
Oh, baby.
Let me borrow your phone. I'm gonna call ahead for some tickets.
Okay, I'm gonna go get the car.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Barbara Jean, hey. Just want to let you know, Mrs. H is in trouble. I know. But she doesn't want anybody to help her. And I just wanted to call to make sure that whatever you do, you don't sneak over here and make sure she's okay. Bye now. That was for you, Rhonda.
Cup, got me a cup, water. Okay, now I'm hungry. All right, fine, dandy. Sandwich. Where's the bread? Where's the bread? Here? Bread was right here just the other day. I know I put it here. Oh, ha ha ha, there it is. Okay, good bread, good bread. There you go. Bologna and cheese sandwich. Good. No, peanut butter. Love peanut butter. Jake hid the peanut butter on me. I know he did. God darn it. Was right here. Ah. Right by the bread. That's where it always is. Ah! Good old peanut butter. There you go. I can do this all by myself. I don't need Cheyenne. Knife. Need a knife. Oh, that's a fork. That's a fork. That's a spoon. Ah. Where'd the bread go? Ah. Where's the other piece of bread? Fewer carbs this way. Barbara Jean, what are you doing here?
You can hear.
How did you know I was here? I didn't want anybody to know.
He made me promise I wouldn't say.
Brock?
No, Van.
No! Barbara Jean, I'm gonna say this as nice as I possibly can. Please leave me alone.
Reba, I can't. I saw you in here fumbling around. It was pathetic. I mean, drinking a plant. Reba, let me be your eyes. I'll read to you, and I'll cut up your food, and I'll teach you how to put your makeup on. The right way.
Okay, that's it. I didn't ask you to be here. I don't want you here. Now get out.
Oh, fine. If that's the way you feel about it, I'm leaving. Goodbye, Reba, and good luck.
Barbara Jean, I know you're still here.
All right, fine. I'm leaving.
Barbara Jean.
What?
Get out! Hey! Barbara Jean. Huh. Marco.
Polo.
Barbara Jean! I can't leave you!
Now, since you can't watch TV, I thought that for entertainment, I could read to you.
Read? Why? Just to prove you can?
I chose a classic, Oliver Twist. Okay. Boring, 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 blah, blah, orphan, orphan. Okay, here we go. Please, sir, I want some more. More?
Are you still reading, or did you just pass gas?
Hey, we're back. Oh, look, it's Barbara Jean. I guess we're even. Right, Mrs. H?
Really? Go check the other door.
Oh, I'm real scared.
All right, Barbara Jean, I'll take over from here.
Oh, no, I can't leave yet, Cheyenne. I haven't taught Reba to catch the little ball with a bell in it. Reba, can you hear it? Reba!
All right, you stay here. I'm gonna go get my cell phone from the car. Well, even though Mom didn't want your help, I'm sure you were a very good nurse.
Yeah. You know, as a kid, I always wanted to be a nurse. In the high school talent show, I juggled bedpans. Oh, my book. I left my little Dickens in the house.
Oh, Cheyenne, I'm glad you're back. I couldn't wait to tell you about my day with Barbara Jean. You know, you'd think that having a laser shot in my eye would be the worst part of my day, but it wasn't. Do you have any idea what she did?
No?
Well, she sang to me, and then she read to me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. In this really bad accent. Now, I usually don't make fun of people's accents, but hers was like, please, sir, may I have more? Oh, man. I was thinking to myself while she was here, why just couldn't I have been deaf, too?
Mom, what'd you say to Barbara Jean to make her cry?
Barbara Jean? Oh, crap.
Oh, honey, maybe she was just kidding around.
She does not have a sense of humor, Brock. Brock, get rid of her. I do not want to talk to her.
Barbara Jean?
No, it's me. Boy, you really can't see anything, can you?
No.
So, listen, Barbara Jean told me what happened between the two of you, and I gotta say, Reba, it sounds like you were a little mean.
Oh, I knew that's what she was gonna say. That's why I came over here, because I just had to give you my side of the story.
Okay, great. What's your side?
Well, for one thing, I made it clear that I wanted to be left alone. But she insisted on staying. You know how annoying she can be. Oh, Brock, don't play dumb with me. You said it just the other day, man, sometimes. Barbara Jean really gets on people's nerves.
No, I never said that. What I said was, that's not the point. Now, look, Reba, if you had seen Barbara Jean's face, I don't think you'd be defending yourself. In fact, I think you'd be apologizing right now.
Nah. On the other hand, nah, nothing.
Wait, no, wait. What were you gonna say? Look, Reba, just pretend that I'm her. Now, what would you say?
Oh, you just tell her.
No, I swear I won't.
Well, I guess I would say to her, I got mad when you tried to help me. Because I hate thinking I might need help. It scares me.
Go on.
Mostly because of the way my life has turned out makes me worry that there won't be anybody around to help me when I really need it. But the truth is, I don't need to worry about that because it looks like I'm always going to have someone there for me. I know you're there, Barbara Jean, so you can hug me now.
Was it because we're just so close you could sense my presence?
No, I can still smell the peanut butter on you.
Oh, Reba, I will never, ever forget what you just said, ever. Oh, honey, I gotta go write this in my diary while it is still fresh in my mind. Oh. And then she turned to me and she said, Barbara Jean, I apologize. You have made my life a garden of orchids.
That was very nice, Reba.
Yeah, I regret it already.
Okay, I get it. You don't want to talk about it. Fine. So how's your eyesight?
Actually, it's pretty amazing. Whoa!
Yeah.
You have gotten old. Van! Wake up. Made you some more cookies.
Really? You're not mad about the whole Barbara Jean thing?
No. Actually, I made these cookies as a peace offering. Forgive and forget. That's me.
Wait a minute. Forgive and forget isn't you. Your hell hath no fury. You put something in these.
Just double chips. Come on, Van. Either you're going to eat the cookies or you're not. Sooner or later, we have to learn to trust each other again.
Jake, have a cookie.
Cool.
How is it?
Really good.
How'd it go?
Great. I took the cookie you told me to.
Okay, say the thing again.
Reba, we got it, okay? We know what to do.
Say the thing.
Our family is happy. We have no problems. Things are terrific.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know why you're so tense about talking to this counselor. I mean, 5 years ago, you were the one telling us we should tell him everything.
5 years ago, we got sent to anger management by the court. It was supposed to be part of an attempt to save our marriage. Nice work, Brock.
Mom, remember, this is our last court-ordered visit. Be nice.
Sorry, you're right. Okay, all we have to do is get this form signed, and we never have to come back again. So, we have no problems, everybody's happy?
Oh, wait a minute. Where's Barbara Jean?
I didn't tell her. They're trying to get out of therapy, not get sent to the loony bin.
You know, I cannot believe that you wore that shirt after I told you not to.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe I wore this shirt because you told me not to. What do you care what I wear?
Because you're my husband, Van, and if you look like a cowboy goober, it reflects badly on me.
Oh, it's all about you, isn't it, Cheyenne? And thanks a lot. Now I want goober.
Knock it off, or I'm gonna make you say the thing again.
I'm a grown man, Cheyenne. I'll wear what I want.
Oh, grown man, Van, but you're still wearing Spider-Man underwear.
Oh, yeah? Well, your underwear says Friday on it, and it's Wednesday.
Is there a problem out here?
The only problem we have is trying to figure out who loves who the most. I think it's me.
All right, then. Van Montgomery. You come in, please? Sure.
Okay, before you go in, say the thing again. Say it one more time for me. Come on.
No. Had enough people telling me what to do today, thank you.
Have fun, urban cow freak.
Hey, wait a minute. I gave him that shirt.
My roots are planted in the past, though my life is changing fast. Who I am is who I wanna be. A single mom who
Really, Van, you don't have to lie on the couch.
My dogs are tired. You know what this couch needs? A cup holder.
Okay, sit up now. So how would you say you and your wife are getting along these days?
You mean Cheyenne? Fine. I guess fine for being a married couple. I mean, everyone has their problems. It's not like we fight on a daily basis. Some days I don't even see her. Come on, Doc, you're married. Give me some sugar.
So there are problems.
Well, yes. It's just that she's so critical and vain.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne. I'm your queen.
Fine, play your silly little game. Just help me out to the car.
Yeah, but I'm in the middle of a game.
I said help me out to the car. Well, the apartment was just so boring before. It didn't make a statement of who you are, and now it does.
Oh, it sure does, but unfortunately that statement is, I'm Cheyenne. Hello, love of my life.
Hello, tramp.
Oh, she's hot.
I'm hot, too.
Hey, Cheyenne, what you doing?
Making a list of insulting names to call Van when he gets back from shaving his head. If you have any interest in kissing me tonight, you will not eat those.
I want you to stop vomiting.
If I could control it, I'd do it on you right now.
My body cannot possibly stretch anymore. My ankles are fat. My back hurts. Van, will you please stop breathing down my neck?
Here's my book. I married a hot jerk. Did you pray that I wouldn't slap you?
Why would we pray that?
Shut up, Van. Shut up, Van. Shut up, Van.
Wait a minute. This man is good. He's good.
Van, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I just feel like a tremendous weight has been lifted.
What did you and your stupid shirt say?
You see that, Doc? You see how she talks to Van? It makes Van sad.
Okay, Cheyenne, do you want to be next?
Oh, you bet I do.
Wait a minute. Why don't I go in and kind of explain what everybody's going to say first?
Oh, you'll get your chance.
Yeah, you'll get your chance.
You want to know how smart she is, Doc? Take a look at her underwear. I came out wrong.
Okay, Cheyenne, this isn't about judging.
Van's a baby and he's a liar.
What?
Oh, yeah. The only reason we fight is because he is so immature.
Wow, didn't even make it to the couch.
Oh, yeah. You should hear some of these stories. He can be such an idiot.
Honey, why couldn't you have waited 30 seconds to eat?
Why can't you cook?
Van?
I'm okay. That was a close one.
Do you really think that you're gonna scare someone off with a lightsaber?
I will if I use the Force.
What's it gonna be?
Shave it. Bet you hear this a lot. My old lady doesn't want me to do it. But I mean, it's my head, It should be my decision. I just hate when she's mad at me. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, let's do it.
So, Van, what exactly did you say?
Nothing. Just told a few stories.
Oh, Lord, Reba, the kid's been telling stories.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Hey, best husband ever.
Oh, Lord, Reba, we are doomed. They're gonna want to put us all on medication, and you can't drink when you're on medication.
Okay, just calm down. So the kids are crazy. It just makes it that much more important that the adults don't act like they're nuts.
There you are. I cannot believe you guys did not invite me to therapy. That's like not inviting a chimp to a banana factory.
Maybe I will look good in a straitjacket. Barbara Jean, what are you doing here?
Well, the therapist called me and asked me to join you. He said that my perspective was important.
The therapist is an idiot. And you should avoid therapists at all costs because they have the power to put you away.
If you bothered to watch Dr. Phil, Reba, you would realize that they're here to help. A half hour in an office or a TV studio can fix anyone's life.
Okay, who is next?
Oh, I am.
Oh, no.
Is there a problem?
Problem? No problem at all. Go ahead, Barbara Jean.
Okay.
She's a drinker.
Ooh, University of Texas. Yeah, my father went there. My father. Oh boy, it's all starting to come up.
Actually, Mrs. Hart, I can schedule you for a separate appointment for that, but for right now, we're here to talk about your marriage and your relationship with Reba.
I understand. Yes, I am here to talk about Reba. So, Reba. Oh boy, it's all starting to come up. Can I give you a hug?
Not if I was choking on a piece of sausage.
Give me a boost.
Me boost you? You'd pound me into the ground. There'd be just this little head down here in the dirt.
And you're not the boss of me.
I know. If I was your boss, we'd be sleeping together by now.
Reba, try not to think of it as you not being in the contest. Think of it as me saving you from making a fool of yourself.
Do you have a full-length mirror in your house?
Ding dong.
Yes, you are.
Clever. What would you have said if I would have said knock knock?
I would have said you're a ding-dong. And maybe my clever little comments when you're around are immature, but that's how I've dealt with this. This hasn't been easy for me, Barbara Jean.
Well, I am very sorry to hear that, Reba.
Okay.
Because as you can imagine, it has just been a freaking picnic for me! You think your clever little comments are tough for me to handle? I'm the other woman, Reba. I'm the whore of Babylon!
Reba, would you mind coming in?
Where's Barbara Jean?
She used the privacy exit. I sent her to a colleague.
That Barbara Jean, don't you just love her? She can't help herself. I mean, she's always told those tall tales. I think it's because she's so tall.
Sounded pretty realistic to me.
I'm only crazy because she made me that way. You have no idea what she's really like. Gratia de Maria.
Break it down, Mary.
Gee, what are you doing?
No sign of cure yet. I'm going back in. Brock and I are having another baby.
But Brock had a vasectomy.
He's getting it reversed.
Wow, how'd you talk him into that?
He doesn't know yet. You're completely crazy.
What she's trying to say is she has a problem because she is attracted to you. Oh, you do smell good.
Okay, no, I see. Barbara Jean, I know you love Brock.
Oh, I do. I really do. I'm evil, that's all.
No, you're going through something called transference. It's when somebody in your situation becomes attracted to their therapist. Even some of the nerdy doctors get it.
So I'm not bad? You don't want to punish me?
Trust me, no, you're a good person. But since you're still flirting with me, I should probably refer you and Brock to somebody else. So I'll tell Brock that it's because I've taken on too much.
Oh, Doctor, you are a wonderful, wonderful man. Oh, God. Amazing grace.
She took my gum.
What do you think? Is it me?
No, it's me. Wait, let's be perfectly clear. The color is stunning. It's everything else that's freaky.
Oh, now, Reba.
No, Brock, of all the freaky things she's done, this is the freakiest.
Well, I just wanted to try something different.
It's my hair. The only thing different is you're underneath it.
Hey, you know what? I don't think it's really all that similar.
Are you kidding? It's like looking in a carnival mirror.
Reba, just calm down.
I'm not gonna calm down. I don't want her anywhere near my house or my kids. She's banned.
Oh, you can't be serious.
I can't trust her judgment anymore. Who knows what else she's gonna do? Worse than banned, she's banished.
Hey, you think now that I'm a redhead, I'm gonna get all fiery and hot-tempered too?
Oh, that's it. All right, listen up. Where's everyone?
Oh, Van and Cheyenne were arguing, so I made them wait out in the parking lot.
Oh.
I guess they kept arguing because the police made them go home. I don't know what the heck happened to Barbara Jean.
Oh, the doctor referred her to someone who could give her the proper treatment. So if the lights start to dim, we know what's happening.
Okay, I think I have enough information to make my recommendation.
Whoa, wait. Don't I get to talk?
I don't think that's necessary, not after talking to your wife and ex-wife.
No, that's not fair. Come on, you try being married to the frying pan and then to the fire.
Oh, save it, Brock. You can talk about it at what I'm sure will be our weekly sessions. It was my fault for trying to get the family to act normal.
Actually, this is normal.
What are you, nuts?
Normal families get into arguments. They don't always get along, but you've managed to stick together and talk it out. That's a functioning family.
So we're done?
Yeah, let me just go sign your form and you'll be off the hook for good.
Huh, great.
Wow. It's great, huh?
Really great. So what exactly were you going to talk to him about the frying pan?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nothing, okay? Wow. Just that, you know, you have this little tendency to get violent with people.
Let's not leave it like this. Come here.
Eh?
Get over. Ever stop? That's the stupid. Suppose you want to go back to the forest now, huh? Quit making up stories, Brock.
Well, you know, it's just...
Knock, knock.
Here we go.
Who's there? Blooper, that's who's there.
Guess what,
I have a good work ethic. I have a good work ethic.
What's wrong with chewing ass? Chewing ice. Chewing ice. 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 Maybe you'll be one of the lucky ones. Well, who knows? I mean, you did luck out with my carrot.
So you don't mind if I take this and run with it?
No, I don't, Barbara Jean.
Reba, I just wanted to tell you, you're one of my favorite friends. Anyway, gotta run.
He's not even Chinese. He just likes messing with me.
All right. Relax. Relax.
Hey, y'all laugh really loud when I say my line, okay? Okay,
Not
ready?
that one.
Not that one. This one I'm gonna say right now. Fan, you're 6'4" with a baby.
His face darkening. Hey, everybody. I am here and I am saying, well, oh hi, honey. Do not you hi, honey me. Barbara Jean snapped, her eyes narrowing. What are you talking about? Oh man, did you honestly think that I would not find out about you and Jordan? What? We were working out. It was perfectly innocent. Reba, tell him what you saw. I do not want to get involved, Reba said, taking a step back. She said you are having an affair, Brock accused. Any more than I already am, Barbara Jean replied, her voice trembling. Okay, Jordan and I are not having an affair. He is gay. What? Reba asked, her jaw dropping. Reba, do you honestly think I would let a straight man grab my breasts? Excuse me, he grabbed your breasts? He is gay. He was not touching them. He was arranging them. Carry on with your lives. No, Reba, Barbara Jean said, her voice breaking. Everything is not fine. I had no idea you were so threatened by the new me. The slim waist, the toned legs, the phallus. The puppies. I am not threatened by you, Reba insisted, her voice tight. Really? Yeah. Then why did you go down to the gym? What were you spying on me? No. Okay, yes. I went down to the gym because I thought there was something going on between you and Jordan. Why would you think that? Because you have changed, Reba said, her gaze fixed on the floor. I have not. Yes, you have. Ever since you lost all that weight, you are pushy and obnoxious, and you always want to be the center of attention. Hello? I have always been that way, Barbara Jean said, her voice a mixture of amusement and hurt. She kinda got a point there, the children whispered. Yeah, well, something has changed, Barbara Jean, Reba said, her voice softening. Yeah. The way you guys look at me. I am still the same Barbara Jean I always was. I am just less winded. I know she might be right. Could be us, Reba thought, a wave of guilt washing over her. I am sorry, honey, she said, her eyes meeting Barbara Jean. Reba just got me all worked up. That is, look, Barbara Jean. The truth is I think I went down to the gym almost hoping that I would find you doing something wrong. You know, anything. So I could feel superior to you and your skinny butt. So, I am sorry. Sorry? Yeah. This is great. For the first time since we have known each other, you want to be me. I do not want to be you, Reba clarified. I know, Barbara Jean said, a radiant smile appearing on her face. It is even better. You want to look like me. Hey, where are you going? Just gonna go grab something to eat. I will see you next year, Reba said, her mood lifting as she walked toward the kitchen, the weight of the day finally beginning to ease. Hey, buddy, what are we watching? No, we are not. Want a rock, paper, scissor for it? Let us go. You are gonna pick scissors, are not you? Get out. Hey, honey, Van said, his voice warm. Hey, baby. I need to talk to you, Cheyenne said, her brow furrowed. Oh, honey, I just got the television, Van said, looking at the remote. Well, I started thinking that maybe you do not think of me as new pretty because I do not do enough to keep your interest, Cheyenne said, her voice trembling. No, honey, you are way hot, Van replied, his eyes filled with adoration. Guilty. But anyway, I thought that maybe I should, change my look every now and then just to keep things fresh. So, I bought a wig. Cheyenne put that down, Van said, his voice firm but kind. Listen to me. I think it is a good thing that when I look at you, I do not see the beautiful girl with the killer bod. I see my wife. And I am attracted to her whether she is all dressed up, ready to go out or just sitting on the couch wearing those washed-up flannel pajamas. Really? Yeah. You are beautiful to me because of who you are. I feel kind of stupid. That is also who you are, and I love it, Van said, pulling her into a warm embrace. Come on, you, Cheyenne said, her face flushing. Where are we going? Oh, we are going upstairs, Van said, his voice low. Hold on, Cheyenne said, her eyes sparkling. I thought you did not want me to leave you alone. Sometimes I want to feel new pretty, she whispered, her heart full as they walked away, leaving the rest of the world behind, content in the quiet, simple truth of their love. The house, once full of tension and suspicion, now felt like a home again, a place where people could grow, change, and still find their way back to one another. The challenges remained, but they were no longer defined by the weight on a scale or the superficial changes in appearance. They were defined by the bonds they shared, the laughter they found in the absurd, and the unwavering commitment to seeing the best in each other, day after one day. The house was filled with a tension that seemed to vibrate through the very walls, a testament to the chaos that had taken hold of their lives. That woman, the one who had recently become a whirlwind of activity, was entirely beyond control. She moved through the rooms like a force of nature, a locust in human form, leaving nothing in her wake. Every shelf, every cupboard, and every pantry had been picked clean by her insatiable appetite. It was as though she had made it her life mission to consume every morsel within the residence of Mr. H. Even the salt shakers and the pepper mills stood as hollow monuments to her hunger, completely devoid of even a single grain. One had to wonder why none of them had mustered the courage to confront her directly about the excessive nature of her consumption. Ben looked at his companion, his eyes pleading for him to initiate the difficult conversation. It was an awkward dance, a contest of wills that none of them truly wished to participate in. They decided, as they often did when faced with the uncomfortable, to rely on the game of rock, paper, and scissors. Ben, convinced that he was destined for defeat, sighed deeply as he braced himself. He had played this game countless times, and his pattern was as predictable as the rising sun. 1, 2, 3. The result was inevitable, a reflection of his own rigid strategy. He had chosen scissors, just as he always did, and his companion had triumphed yet again. With a sense of resignation, the realization set in that the burden of the conversation had fallen upon him. He hesitated, his voice caught in his throat. He did not want to be the one to bear the news of her excessive habits. He turned to the other, his pleas echoing through the room. Please, he begged, urging his friend to take his place. It was not that he lacked the will, but rather he feared the interpretation of his words. He argued that women possessed a certain grace, an ability to navigate such delicate social waters without appearing shallow or overly concerned with surface appearances. As an aside, he remarked that his companion had looked particularly attractive, vibrant even in recent days. A fleeting smile crossed the companion's face, a momentary distraction from the gravity of their predicament. The cycle of avoidance continued until a new interruption arrived in the form of an unexpected delivery. A pizza had appeared, courtesy of Luigi, a man who seemingly had no need to struggle out of his bed in the morning to provide for his neighborhood. The mother of the house observed the offering with a mixture of amusement and practical concern. She questioned why they needed yet another meal when they were only 3 people living under the roof. She explained that she had felt compelled to accept it because it was free. Someone, she insisted, would eventually consume it. A voice piped up, claiming the meal before it could be questioned further. It was a cycle of consumption that felt endless, and one of the household members suggested, with a hint of desperate hope, that perhaps it was time for them to pursue a healthier path. The mother was indignant. She claimed, with a confidence that seemed disconnected from reality, that she was already perfectly healthy. The situation escalated, reaching a crescendo of frustration. Mrs. H was urged to drop the food, to stop this cycle of self-destruction. The observer, filled with a mix of genuine concern and helplessness, could not stand to watch her harm herself any further. Why, he wondered aloud, had she changed so drastically? What was the root cause of this transformation? Suddenly, the answer seemed to manifest. A figure appeared, shouting a cheery greeting, announcing her new, slim physique. She was as thin as a twig, yet the wit she possessed seemed to have remained unchanged. The observer was struck by the absurdity of the scene. It was a nightmare, a surreal vision of a transformation that felt entirely forced. Yet, the nightmare continued, reality blending into the bizarre. She began to speak of her life, her roots planted firmly in the past while her present changed with alarming velocity. She described herself as a person who was becoming the individual she had always desired to be. Oh, that is such a funny story you can tell to your next wife. Barbara Jean preened, her confidence bolstered by the attention. Ben, you really think that I am new pretty? She asked, her voice breathless. Oh yeah, Van replied, his tone earnest. You are like a bleached-out Halle Berry. Thank you, Barbara Jean said, her face glowing. You are welcome. I am going to go make some calls. As she walked away, the room fell into a tense silence. Reba, I got an idea, she said, her thoughts racing. You should come down to the gym and meet Jordan, my trainer. Seriously, he will change your life. I mean, he is so much more than a personal trainer. He taught me how to work out and eat right. We go over the clothes I am going to wear, the movies I am going to see. Whoa, Reba said, her brow furrowed. The movies you are going to see? What has that got to do with you getting in shape? Oh, nothing, Barbara Jean said, a secretive smile on her lips. We just have the same sense of humor. That Tim Allen just kills us. I mean, whether he is playing a dog or Santa Claus, you just buy it. So, you will come meet Jordan? No, Reba said, the word final. Oh, come on, Reba, Barbara Jean pleaded. I want my best girlfriend to meet my best boyfriend. Boyfriend? Reba asked, her eyes widening. Oh, whoops, Barbara Jean stammered. That came out wrong. Well, thanks anyway. But I am just going to be here with my smoothie. Delicious, Reba said, taking a sip of the concoction. Just like fruit gravy. Oh, hey, Barbara Jean, Reba said, catching her before she could leave. Here you are. Listen, how would you like to go out and grab a quick lunch? Just the two of us? Oh, honey, I cannot, Barbara Jean said, checking her watch. I am going to the gym. Well, can you not skip it just this once? Reba asked. Come on, I will take you to that romantic French place you like so much. Really? Skip the gym and eat French food? Barbara Jean asked, her eyes lighting up. No confondu, brah. Man, she blew me off again, Reba said, watching her leave. All she wants to do is go down to the gym and spend time with Jordan. Her trainer, Reba mused. Exactly. Frankly, I like the new but the new attitude not so much. Oh, that is really funny coming from the old but, a voice said from behind her. Jordan is so great, Barbara Jean added, her voice echoing from the other room. Jordan is so toned and funny. Well, I got news for you, Reba muttered. Nobody is toned and funny. Rob, you are overreacting, she told herself, trying to find some semblance of calm. Oh, really? She asked herself. Yeah, I think she might be having an affair with this guy. Barbara Jean with her trainer? I mean, sure, he is probably a better man than you are, better looking and younger. But that is it, Reba said, a plan forming in her mind. I need you to help me out. I want you to go down to the gym and see if there is anything going on. You know, spy on him for me. No way, the voice inside her head replied. You know, Barbara Jean may have a long list of faults. And I have that list if you need a copy. But she is nothing if not faithful. Yeah, right, Reba thought. Up until now. But now that she is thin and hot, she has all kinds of options. Look, Brock, if it is worrying you that much, be honest with her. Tell her how you feel. Tell her that you just need a hug every now and then. Oh, now, there is a great idea, she said to herself, her sarcasm thick. See? Why, since my competition is a macho, muscular dude, I should go the other way and appear all weak and whiny. Your solutions are ridiculous, Reba. The gym was a place of sensory overload. The smell of sweat, the rhythmic thumping of music, the grunts of exertion. It was all too much. Hey, Mrs. H, you off for your power walk? A young man asked, his voice dripping with condescension. Man, I love old people. Power walking, moving along, swinging their arms. Like there is a big sale for false teeth. No, I am not going for my power walk, Reba said, her voice icy. This whole physical thing is getting everybody acting wacko. What do you mean? Well, your dad thinks that the guy who gave Barbara Jean her new body is wanting to take a forespin, Reba explained. He probably does. What are you talking about? Guys are pigs. They are dogs. They are all animals. They just care about hot women. They are hot dogs. My point is that when you have a hot lady, you have to keep your guard up at all times. I used to, Reba admitted, a wistful note in her voice. You used to? No, baby, do not take it like that, Reba said, her eyes watering slightly. It is just that I have grown into a mature, stable individual. That is all. Well, I do not like it, the young man said, shaking his head. Reba thought. Where have you been? I went to get something to eat. So, Ben, you think that Brock might be right about this trainer? Reba asked, her mind swirling with doubt. Sure, this guy could be hot for Barbara Jean, but since Barbara Jean is not looking to play, there is no problem. And it is obvious Barbara Jean is not looking. Why is this obvious? 2 reasons, Ben said, his voice confident. Barbara Jean is not good at keeping secrets, and she thinks of you as her best friend. If she were fooling around with this guy, she would be constantly talking about him to you. Heck, she would probably even want you to meet him. Meet him? Where are you going? Go down to the gym with the rest of the wackos, Reba said, a resolve hardening in her chest. All right, well, keep those arms a-swinging. Oh hey Reba, you came, Barbara Jean said, her face brightening as Reba entered the gym. Yeah, Reba said, her eyes scanning the room. Man, there is a lot of beautiful people around here. You should see them naked in the shower. Hey Jordan, Barbara Jean called out. Hey, ready to start, Barbara Jean? Yeah. Hey, you look great in that outfit, Jordan said, his tone appreciative. Oh well, the other woman is getting kind of baggy, Barbara Jean replied. Can you believe her? She did the impossible. She lost all that weight and kept these fellas. Oh, Barbara Jean laughed, her joy infectious. Okay, Jordan, this is my friend, Reba. Hey, I am Jordan, he said, offering a hand. I am Reba, she said, taking it, her grip firm. So, you gonna join us, Reba? Oh, I do not know, Reba said, her gaze shifting. I just think that me and my fellows will just watch for a while. Well, Reba, you are not going to get into shape by just watching, Jordan said, his voice encouraging. You need to sweat a little. Yeah, but you guys have to understand, it has been a while since I have been in a gym like this, and I do not think. Hello there, Barbara Jean said, her movements fluid and graceful. Barbara Jean, you really are getting limber. Remember when you could not put your leg over my head? Remember when I did not want to? Is that legal? Reba asked, her confusion evident. I mean, necessary? It is critical to stretch the muscles out before you exercise them, Jordan explained. Yeah. Otherwise, you could really hurt something. Turn over. Reba, you need to watch this one. This one is my favorite. All right. Now, this gives a good stretch to the back and chest muscles. Really should do this once a day. Oh, I would do it all day if I could, Barbara Jean said, her voice dreamy. Is this one of these gyms that has the heat on real high? I am sweating, Reba said, wiping her brow. Okay. Oh wow. Time for some weightlifting. Oh good. That is enough of that stretching. Hello. Okay. Knock this out. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I have seen enough. So what do you think? You have any interest in getting a personal trainer? Barbara Jean asked, her eyes shining. Only if he takes me out to dinner first, Reba replied, a smirk playing on her lips. Are you sure, Reba? Seriously, this is one of the best relationships I have ever had. Oh, I think Jordan has his hands full with you, Reba said, her voice gentle. Oh, you are a beginner, Reba. You will start with Dot, Barbara Jean said, introducing her to a formidable woman. Dot, this is Reba. She seems a little tense. I would spend some extra time on the stretching. Hey, get down there, Dot commanded, and Reba obeyed, her spirit of competition ignited. So, did you see him? What is he like? Is he little? Could I take him? He is big, but he is not as big as Dot, Reba said, shaking her head. So, what do you think? Is there something going on there? Look, Brock, I was hoping that I could go down to the gym and check things out and come back and tell you that there is nothing to worry about. But that is it. Reba, I do not know if they are having an affair or not, but if they keep working out like that, they might be having a baby. Man, I knew there was something going on, Brock said. Van gently took it from her. Cheyenne, put that down. Listen to me. I think it's a good thing that when I look at you, I don't see the beautiful girl with the killer bod. I see my wife, and I'm attracted to her whether she's all dressed up, ready to go out, or just sitting on the couch wearing those washed-up flannel pajamas. Cheyenne looked up at him, her eyes shining. Really? Yeah. You're beautiful to me because of who you are, Van said sincerely. Ah, I feel kinda stupid, Cheyenne admitted. Van smiled and pulled her into a hug. That's also who you are, and I love it. Come on, you. He stood up, pulling her with him. Where are we going? Cheyenne asked. Oh, we are going upstairs, Van winked. Cheyenne laughed. Hold on. I thought you didn't want me to leave you alone. Sometimes I want to feel new pretty, Vin joked as they walked up the stairs together. The house stood silent, save for the hum of the refrigerator, a sound that seemed mocking in its emptiness. Reba paced the kitchen, her frustration mounting with every step she took on the hardwood floor. It was not merely the hunger that bothered her. It was the sheer scope of the change that had descended upon their lives. That woman, Barbara Jean, had become something akin to a force of nature, a locust in human form who had consumed the very essence of their domestic stability. She had eaten everything in the house, leaving behind shelves that once held a vibrant assortment of snacks now barren and cold. Reba walked to the counter and picked up the salt shaker. It was light, hollow, and entirely devoid of its contents. Beside it, the pepper shaker sat in the same sorry state. She sighed, a sound that echoed through the kitchen. The intrusion was not just physical. It was a psychological weight that pressed upon her every single day. She knew that she needed to address it, to say something, but the words felt heavy in her throat. Across the room, the younger members of the household, Ben and his sister, were engaged in their own quiet struggle. They were huddled near the sofa, whispering in urgent tones. They, too, had witnessed the transformation of the pantry, and they were just as weary of the situation as Reba. "You tell her," Ben whispered, his eyes darting toward the doorway as if expecting Barbara Jean to materialize at any moment. "No, you tell her," the sister retorted, her voice sharp with the anxiety of the situation. "Rock, paper, scissors. You know the rules, Ben. You have to participate." Ben groaned. He knew that he was destined to lose. It was a statistical certainty that haunted him. He held up his hand, ready to begin the game that would determine their fate. 1, 2, 3, they chanted in unison. Ben threw his hand out and his sister did the same. She had chosen scissors, and as always, Ben had chosen the same. It was a failure of strategy, a repeat of a pattern that defined his existence in this house. "Dang it," Ben muttered, his shoulders slumping. "How do you always beat me?" "Because you always pick scissors," his sister replied, a faint smirk playing on her lips. "It is my system. It is foolproof." The reality of the situation was that neither of them wanted to be the one to bear the message. It was a delicate task, one that required a touch they did not possess. They looked to Reba, who had been listening to their whispered debate. "Reba, you tell her," they pleaded in unison. "Please, please, please." Reba looked at them, her expression a mixture of amusement and resignation. "Why should I tell her?" she asked, though she already knew the answer. "Because," the sister said, gesturing toward the room, "girls can say that kind of stuff without having to come across like all they care about are looks. By the way, you have been looking hot lately." Reba chuckled, the tension in her chest easing just a fraction. "Oh, you," she said, her voice softening. "You always know how to charm me. But this is not about charm. This is about boundaries." Suddenly, the front door swung open, and the air in the room shifted. Barbara Jean entered, a whirlwind of energy and unbridled enthusiasm. "Hey, hey, hey," she exclaimed, her voice bright and cheerful. "Guess who Luigi gave the free pizza to?" The three of them looked at the pizza box in her hands, their expressions falling. The pizza was not just food. It was a symbol of the diet that had consumed Barbara Jean. It was a contradiction, a source of conflict that seemed to grow with every passing hour. "Luigi does not have to roll it out of the bed every morning," Reba said, trying to inject a note of levity into the situation. But the truth remained that they did not need another pizza. "I mean, it is really just the three of us," the sister said, her voice hesitant. "We do not need all that, Mom." I know, but I had to take it," Barbara Jean said, her eyes wide with excitement. "It was free. Somebody will eat it." "Dibs?" Ben shouted, his resolve weakening in the face of the promise of food. Reba watched them, a profound sense of weariness washing over her. She knew that if she did not intervene now, the cycle would continue indefinitely. She stepped forward, her posture firm. "You know what?" she said, her voice steady and clear. I am thinking maybe we should all try and get a little healthier around here. Barbara Jean blinked, her smile faltering for only a second before returning with renewed vigor. What are you talking about? I am very healthy. Reba looked at the pizza, then back at Barbara Jean. All right, that is it, she said, her voice rising. Drop it, Mrs. H. Drop it. Drop it. The scene descended into a strange, humorous chaos. Reba, driven by a sudden, overwhelming need to restore order, pursued Barbara Jean, urging her to abandon the pizza. It was a moment of absurdity, a surreal dance between two women who were navigating the complexities of their shared history. Mrs. H., I cannot stand to see you do this to yourself, Reba said, her breath catching in her throat. It is like you are trying to eat yourself to death. Why? What happened to you? What is different? Barbara Jean stopped, her face pale. You who? I am here, and I am thin, she whispered, her eyes wide. The vision of Barbara Jean, thinner than she had ever been, felt like a nightmare to Reba. She watched as her own mind conjured images of the impossible. She saw them as the number 10, a sign of her own insecurity, a reflection of the pressure she felt to measure up. Oh, thank God it was just a nightmare, Reba murmured, pulling herself back to reality. But even as the dream faded, the reality remained. The world was changing, and she felt like she was trying to hold onto the past with roots that were planted in soil that was shifting beneath her feet. She looked at her children, at their faces, and saw the same confusion and hope that she felt. Her life was a constant balancing act, a struggle to be the woman she wanted to be, a single mother who worked too hard, who loved her children, and who never stopped trying to do the right thing. She had the heart of a fighter, and she knew that she would survive this, just as she had survived everything else. The next morning, the ritual continued. Mom, make us some pancakes, the children asked. No, Reba replied, her voice firm. I am making everyone a power smoothie, and this afternoon I am taking a power walk. Power walk? The children repeated, their voices laced with skepticism. Oh, forget your power cane. Van, who had joined them, looked at the scene with a mixture of concern and bemusement. That is not nice, he said to the children. Mom does aerobics. She could shatter her hip. Reba glared at him. And yet, in the blink of an eye, I can make you both homeless, she warned, though her tone held no real malice. The door opened, and Barbara Jean entered once more, her energy radiating off her like heat from a stove. Hey everybody, she called out. I am here and I am. Oh, shut up and have a donut, Reba interrupted, her patience finally fraying. Oh Reba, Barbara Jean said, her voice full of concern. You are not still trying to lose weight by drinking those power smoothies, are you? Jordan, my trainer, says that those are loaded with hidden carbs. Barbara Jean, I am all for adopting a healthy new lifestyle, Reba said, her voice strained. But seriously, I mean, there has to be some sort of... Will you stop staring at her? Reba asked, turning to the others who had been fixated on Barbara Jean. What? We have been staring at her for like the past 2 hours, they replied. Well, she is pretty, Reba admitted, a note of begrudging respect in her voice. I am pretty, the sister said, her eyes flashing. Well, of course you are, Reba said, her voice softening. You have always been pretty, but she is new pretty. Van, never one to miss an opportunity to insert his own perspective, spoke up, chuckled. All right, well, keep those arms a-swinging. At the gym, Reba felt completely out of place amidst the spandex and sweat. She cautiously approached Barbara Jean, who was stretching with a very attractive, muscular man. Oh, hey, Reba. You came, Barbara Jean beamed, barely breaking a sweat. Yeah, Reba said, looking around uncomfortably. Man, there's a lot of beautiful people around here. You should see them naked in the shower. The trainer laughed. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Reba replied, a bit intimidated. Ready to start, Barbara Jean? Jordan asked, turning his attention back to his client. Yeah, Barbara Jean agreed eagerly. Jordan smiled warmly at her. Hey, you look great in that outfit. Barbara Jean flushed. Oh, well, the other woman's getting kind of baggy. She leaned closer to Reba and whispered loudly. Can you believe her? She did the impossible. She lost all that weight and kept these fellas. She patted her chest playfully. Oh. Reba cringed. Okay, Jordan, this is my friend, Reba. Hey, I'm Jordan, he said, extending a hand. I'm Reba, she said, shaking it firmly. So, you gonna join us, Reba? Jordan asked cheerfully. Oh, I don't know. I just think that me and my fellows will just watch for a while, Reba said, gesturing vaguely to her own chest. Well, Reba, you are not going to get into shape by just watching. You need to sweat a little, Jordan encouraged. Yeah, but you guys gotta understand, it's been a while since I've been in a gym like this, and I don't think. Reba trailed off as Jordan gently pushed Barbara Jean's leg higher into the air. Hello, there. Barbara Jean, you really are getting limber. Remember when you couldn't put your leg over my head? Jordan asked casually. Remember when I didn't want to? Barbara Jean laughed. Reba stared in shock. Is that legal? I mean, necessary? It's critical to stretch the muscles out before you exercise them, Jordan explained professionally. Yeah, otherwise you could really hurt something. Turn over. Barbara Jean flipped onto her stomach. Reba, you need to watch this one. This one is my favorite. Jordan placed his hands firmly on Barbara Jean's lower back and pushed. All right, now, this gives a good stretch to the back and chest muscles. Really should do this once a day. Oh, I'd do it all day if I could, Barbara Jean sighed happily. Reba fanned herself. Is this one of these gyms that has the heat on real high? I'm sweating. Okay. Oh, wow. Time for some weightlifting. Oh, good. That's enough of that stretching. Hello. Okay. Knock this out. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I've seen enough. So, what do you think? You have any interest in getting a personal trainer? Jordan asked as Reba backed away. Only if he takes me out to dinner first, Reba managed a weak joke. Are you sure, Reba? Seriously, this is one of the best relationships I've ever had, Barbara Jean gushed. Oh, I think Jordan has his hands full with you, Reba stammered. Oh, you're a beginner, Reba. You'll start with Dot, Jordan said, pointing across the room. Dot? Yeah. This is Reba. She seems a little tense. I'd spend some extra time on the stretching. Dot, a burly woman who looked like she could bench press a small car, cracked her knuckles and grinned at Reba. Hey, get down there. Back at the house, Brock was pacing the floor when Reba finally returned. So, did you see him? What's he like? Is he little? Could I take him? He's big, but he's not as big as Dot, Reba said, sinking into the sofa, exhausted. So, what do you think? Is there something going on there? Brock pressed. Reba sighed deeply. Look, Brock. I was hoping that I could go down to the gym and check things out and come back and tell you that there's nothing to worry about. But that's it, Brock interrupted, his face falling. Reba, come on, Barbara Jean said, walking in from the kitchen. Okay, I don't know if they're having an affair or not, but if they keep working out like that, they might be having a baby. Brock stared at them in horror. Man, I knew there was something going on. Barbara Jean, unaware of the tension, cheerfully greeted him. Hey, everybody. I'm here and I'm saying, well, oh, hi, honey. Don't you hi, honey me, Brock snapped. Barbara Jean looked confused. What are you talking about? Oh, man. Did you honestly think that I wouldn't find out about you and Jordan? Brock demanded. Barbara Jean's jaw dropped. What? We were working out. It was perfectly innocent. Reba, Tell him what you saw, Brock insisted. Reba held up her hands. I don't want to get involved. She said you're having an affair, Brock accused. Any more than I already am, Reba muttered under her breath. Barbara Jean looked exasperated. Okay, Jordan and I are not having an affair. He's gay. Brock paused, blinking. What? Reba, do you honestly think I would let a straight man grab my breasts? Barbara Jean asked indignantly. Reba choked. Excuse me, he grabbed your breasts. He's gay, Barbara Jean repeated firmly. He wasn't touching them. He was arranging them. Carry on with your lives. Reba shook her head slowly. No, Reba, everything is not fine. I had no idea you were so threatened by the new me, Barbara Jean continued, turning to Brock. The slim waist, the toned legs, the phallus. The phallus? Brock asked, bewildered. The girls, Reba corrected. Oh, the puppies. I am not threatened by you, Brock said, defensive. Really? Barbara Jean challenged. Yeah, then why did you go down to the gym? What were you spying on me? No, Brock lied. Then, sighing, he confessed. Okay. Yes, I went down to the gym because I thought there was something going on between you and Jordan. Why would you think that? Barbara Jean asked, genuinely confused. Because you've changed, Brock said softly. I have not, she insisted. Yes, you have, Brock countered gently. Ever since you lost all that weight, you're pushy and obnoxious, and you always want to be the center of attention. Barbara Jean considered this for a moment. Hello? I've always been that way. Reba chuckled. She kind of got a point there. Yeah, well, something's changed, Barbara Jean, Brock insisted. Yeah, the way you guys look at me. I'm still the same Barbara Jean I always was. I'm just less winded, she argued. Brock paused, realizing she was right. I know she might be right. Could be us. I'm sorry, honey. Reba just got me all worked up. That's... Reba stepped forward. Look, Barbara Jean. The truth is I think I went down to the gym almost hoping that I'd find you doing something wrong. You know, anything. So I could feel superior to you and your skinny butt. So, I'm sorry. Barbara Jean's face softened. Sorry? Yeah, Reba confirmed. A wide smile spread across Barbara Jean's face. This is great. For the first time since we've known each other, you want to be me. Reba groaned. I don't want to be you. I know. It's even better. You want to look like me. Barbara Jean squealed happily. She turned and headed for the kitchen. Hey, where are you going? Brock asked. Just gonna go grab something to eat. I'll see you next year, she called back. Later, Van and Cheyenne were sitting on the couch. Van reached for the remote. Hey, buddy, what are we watching? Cheyenne grabbed the remote first. No, we're not. Want a rock, paper, scissor for it? Let's go. Van held up his hand, ready to play. You're gonna pick scissors, aren't you? Cheyenne rolled her eyes. Get out. She pushed him playfully. Hey, honey. Hey, baby. I need to talk to you, Cheyenne said, suddenly serious. Oh, honey, I just got the TV, Van complained, trying to grab the remote. Well, I started thinking that maybe you don't think of me as new pretty because I don't do enough to keep your interest, Cheyenne confessed quietly. Van immediately stopped and looked at her, his expression softening. No, honey, you're way hot. Guilty. Cheyenne pulled a small bag from behind her back. But anyway, I thought that maybe I should, change my look every now and then just to keep things fresh. So, I bought a wig. She pulled out a bright blonde wig. Here. And I'm thin. Brock stared at the doorway. Yeah, thin is a stick and dumb is one. Van walked in, rubbing his eyes. Yikes. What's eating Cooper grape? He looked at the two of them. Look at that. They look like the number 10. Brock groaned. Oh, thank God it was just a nightmare. The voice came again, louder this time. You who? I'm here. And I'm thin. Brock put his head in his hands. And the nightmare continues. Barbara Jean strutted into the kitchen, looking noticeably slimmer and radiating energy. She hummed a tune as she moved gracefully. My roots are planted in the past, though my life is changing fast. Who I am is who I want to be. A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops. With gentle hands and the heart of a fighter, I'm a survivor. Cheyenne stumbled in, yawning. Mom, make us some pancakes. No, Barbara Jean said brightly. I'm making everyone a power smoothie. And this afternoon, I'm taking a power walk. Reba raised an eyebrow. Power walk? Oh, forget your power cane. Van chuckled. Van, that is not nice. Mom does aerobics. Reba countered. She could shatter her hip. And yet, in the blink of an eye, I can make you both homeless. Barbara Jean ignored them, beaming. Hey, everybody. I'm here and I'm. Oh, shut up and have a donut, Brock grumbled, handing her a box. Reba looked at the bright green concoction in the blender. Oh, Reba, you're not still trying to lose weight by drinking those power smoothies, are you? Jordan, my trainer, says that those are loaded with hidden carbs. Reba sighed. Barbara Jean, I am all for adopting a healthy new lifestyle, but seriously, I mean, there has to be some sort of... She stopped, noticing Van staring openly at Barbara Jean. Will you stop staring at her? What? Van said, blinking. We've been staring at her for, like, the past 2 hours. Brock agreed. Well, she's pretty. I'm pretty, Reba pointed out. Well, of course you are, Brock backpedaled. You've always been pretty, but she's new pretty. Reba glared at him. Oh, Van. That is such a funny story you can tell to your next wife. She turned to Van. Van, you really think that I'm new pretty? Oh, yeah. Van nodded enthusiastically. You're like a bleached-out Halle Berry. Barbara Jean smiled coyly. Thank you. You're welcome, Van said. I'm gonna go make some calls. He hurried out of the room. Brock cleared his throat and leaned against the counter. So, Barbara Jean, yeah, is it true that when you lose a bunch of weight, you want to do, bounce? Ka bounce. Cheyenne looked horrified. Van! Brock quickly turned to Cheyenne. Oh, Cheyenne, don't be upset. You're still hot. You're like a bleached-out Jan Brady. Cheyenne glared at him. January Jan Brady. I'm Marcia, Reba declared. Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. Barbara Jean laughed. So, Reba, I got an idea. You should come down to the gym and meet Jordan, my trainer. Seriously, he will change your life. I mean, he is so much more than a personal trainer. He taught me how to work out and eat right. We go over the clothes I'm gonna wear, the movies I'm gonna see. Reba looked skeptical. Whoa, the movies you're gonna see? What's that got to do with you getting in shape? Oh, nothing, Barbara Jean said dismissively. We just have the same sense of humor. That Tim Allen just kills us. I mean, whether he's playing a dog or Santa Claus, you just buy it. So, you'll come meet Jordan. No, Reba said firmly. Oh, come on, Reba, Barbara Jean pleaded. I want my best girlfriend to meet my best boyfriend. Everyone froze. Boyfriend? Reba asked, her eyes widening. Barbara Jean waved her hand nervously. Oh, whoops, that came out wrong. Oh. Reba took a sip of her smoothie and grimaced. Well, thanks anyway. But I'm just gonna be here with my smoothie. Delicious, just like fruit gravy. Later that day, Brock found Barbara Jean in the living room, stretching. Oh, hey, Barbara Jean, here you are. Listen, how would you like to go out and grab a quick lunch? Just the two of us. Oh, honey, I can't. I'm going to the gym, she said without looking up. Well, can't you skip it just this once? Come on. I'll take you to that romantic French place you like so much. Really? Skip the gym and eat French food? No can fondue bra. She grabbed her bag and headed for the door. Brock watched her go, frustration etched on his face. Reba walked in just as the door closed. Man, she blew me off again. All she wants to do is go down to the gym and spend time with Jordan. Her trainer, Brock complained. Exactly, Reba agreed. Frankly, I like the new but the new attitude not so much, Brock muttered. Oh, that's really funny coming from the old but, Reba shot back. Jordan's so great. Jordan's so toned and funny. Brock mimicked Barbara Jean's high-pitched voice. Well, I got news for you. Nobody's toned and funny. Rob, you're overreacting, Reba said, trying to calm him down. Oh, really? Yeah, I think she might be having an affair with this guy. Barbara Jean with her trainer? I mean, sure. He's probably a better man than you are, better looking and younger. But that's it, Brock interrupted, a look of desperation in his eyes. Reba, I need you to help me out. I want you to go down to the gym and see if there's anything going on. You know, spy on him for me. Reba shook her head vigorously. No way, you know. Barbara Jean may have a long list of faults, and I have that list if you need a copy. But she is nothing if not faithful. Yeah, right, up until now. But now that she's thin and hot, she has all kinds of options, Brock argued. Look, Brock, if it's worrying you that much, be honest with her. Tell her how you feel. Tell her that you just need a hug every now and then, Reba suggested gently. Brock snorted. Oh, now there's a great idea. See? Why, since my competition is a macho, muscular dude, I should go the other way and appear all weak and whiny. Your solutions are ridiculous. Reba makes me to spy on those. Stupid. He picked up a weight and struggled to lift it. Hard to believe they're supposed to be good for you. Meanwhile, Van was trying to understand the situation. Hey, Mrs. H, you off for your power walk? Man, I love old people, Van mused aloud. Power walking, moving along, swinging their arms, like there's a big sale for false teeth. Barbara Jean sighed. No, I'm not going for my power walk. This whole physical thing is getting everybody acting wacko. What do you mean? Van asked. Well, your dad thinks that the guy who gave Barbara Jean her new body is wanting to take a forespin, Barbara Jean explained. He probably does, Van agreed nonchalantly. What are you talking about? Barbara Jean asked, slightly alarmed. Guys are pigs. They're dogs. They're all animals. They just care about hot women. They're hot dogs, Van declared simply. Barbara Jean frowned. My point is that when you got a hot lady, you got to keep your guard up at all times. I used to, Van said softly. You used to? Cheyenne asked, looking hurt as she walked into the room. Van quickly backpedaled. No, baby, don't take it like that. It's just that I've grown into a mature, stable individual. That's all. Cheyenne crossed her arms. Well, I don't like it, she stormed out. Van looked bewildered. Ben walked in looking guilty. Where have you been? Van asked. I went to get something to eat. Ben mumbled. Reba finally confronted Ben. So, Ben, you think that Brock might be right about this trainer? Ben considered it. Sure, this guy could be hot for Barbara Jean, but since Barbara Jean isn't looking to play, there's no problem, and it's obvious Barbara Jean isn't looking. Why is this obvious? Reba asked, curious. 2 reasons. Barbara Jean isn't good at keeping secrets, and she thinks of you as her best friend. If she were fooling around with this guy, she'd be constantly talking about him to you. Heck, she'd probably even want you to meet him. Reba's eyes widened. Meet him? Oh, she grabbed her coat. Where are you going? Ben called after her. Go down to the gym with the rest of the wackos, Reba yelled back. Ben the fellas, Reba repeated, confused. The girls, Barbara Jean corrected herself. Oh, the puppies. Reba stood up, ignoring the pain in her legs, feeling the need to defend herself. I am not threatened by you. Really? Barbara Jean challenged, crossing her arms. Yeah, Reba insisted. Then why did you go down to the gym? What were you spying on me? Reba looked at the floor, suddenly feeling incredibly small. No, she paused, knowing she owed her the truth. Okay. Yes, I went down to the gym because I thought there was something going on between you and Jordan. Barbara Jean shook her head, genuinely confused and heartbroken. Why would you think that? Reba looked up, her own frustrations bubbling to the surface. Because you have changed. I have not, Barbara Jean protested immediately. Yes, you have, Reba countered, stepping closer. Ever since you lost all that weight, you are pushy and obnoxious, and you always want to be the center of attention. Barbara Jean stared at her, utterly bewildered by the accusation. Hello? I have always been that way. Brock, standing silently on the sidelines, could not help but mutter, she kinda got a point there. Reba sighed, realizing that Barbara Jean was right. The personality had not changed. Only the packaging had. Yeah, well, something has changed, Barbara Jean. Barbara Jean looked down at her hands, her voice softening. Yeah, the way you guys look at me, I am still the same Barbara Jean I always was. I am just less winded. Reba felt a profound sense of guilt wash over her. She looked at Barbara Jean, really looking at her, and saw past the new clothes and the toned physique. She saw the same eccentric, loving, chaotic woman who had been a part of their lives for years. I know she might be right, Reba admitted quietly. Could be us. Brock stepped forward, reaching out to take Barbara Jean's hand. I am sorry, honey. Reba just got me all worked up. That is. Reba took a deep breath, knowing an apology was needed. A real one. Look, Barbara Jean. The truth is I think I went down to the gym almost hoping that I would find you doing something wrong. You know, anything. So I could feel superior to you and your skinny butt. So, I am sorry. Barbara Jean looked at Reba, her eyes widening as the meaning of the words sank in. Sorry? Yeah, Reba nodded humbly. Suddenly, a massive, radiant smile broke across Barbara Jean's face. This is great, she cheered, clapping her hands together in pure, unadulterated joy. For the first time since we have known each other, you want to be me. Reba's jaw dropped. I do not want to be you. I know, Barbara Jean laughed, practically bouncing out of the room. It is even better. You want to look like me. Reba stood there, stunned by the absolute reversal of the situation. Hey, where are you going? Just going to go grab something to eat, Barbara Jean called out from the hallway. I will see you next year. Later that evening, the house was quiet. The soft glow of the television illuminated the living room, where Van was sitting on the floor, intensely focused on a video game. Ben was sitting on the couch behind him. Hey, buddy, Van said, not taking his eyes off the screen. What are we watching? Ben looked at the game on the television. No, we are not. Van paused the game, turning to look at the young boy. Want a rock, paper, scissor for it? Let us go. Ben held out his hand, an evil little smile forming on his lips. You are going to pick scissors, are not you? Van stared at him, completely defeated by the child's psychological warfare. Get out. Ben laughed and ran upstairs just as Cheyenne walked down the stairs and into the living room. She looked hesitant, her hands nervously fidgeting behind her back. Hey, honey, Cheyenne said softly. Van smiled instantly, tossing the game controller onto the coffee table. Hey, baby, I need to talk to you. Cheyenne walked over and sat down beside him on the floor. Oh, honey, I just got the television. Well, Cheyenne began, her voice trembling slightly with vulnerability. I started thinking that maybe you do not think of me as new pretty because I do not do enough to keep your interest. Van's expression softened into one of pure, loving disbelief. No, honey, you were way hot. Guilty. Cheyenne bit her lip, bringing her hands around from behind her back. But anyway, I thought that maybe I should, change my look every now and then just to keep things fresh. So, I bought a wig. She revealed a bright, slightly chaotic blonde wig, holding it up like a peace offering. Van gently reached out and took the wig from her hands, setting it gently on the floor beside them. He looked deep into her eyes, his voice steady and full of profound emotion. Cheyenne, put that down. Listen to me. I think it is a good thing that when I look at you, I do not see the beautiful girl with the killer bod. I see my wife, and I am attracted to her whether she is all dressed up, ready to go out, or just sitting on the couch wearing those washed-up flannel pajamas. Cheyenne's eyes filled with tears, completely overwhelmed by his sincerity. Really? Yeah. Van nodded, reaching out to gently trace the line of her jaw. You are beautiful to me because of who you are. Cheyenne sniffled, wiping a tear from her cheek. I feel kinda stupid. Van laughed softly, pulling her into a warm, deeply comforting embrace. That is also who you are, and I love it. He stood up, pulling her to her feet with him. Come on, you. Cheyenne smiled, leaning her head against his shoulder. Where are we going? Oh, we are going upstairs, Van said with a wink. Cheyenne stopped, raising a playful eyebrow. Hold on. I thought you did not want me to leave you alone. Van smiled, kissing her forehead gently. Sometimes I want to feel new pretty. That woman is out of control, Reba muttered, shaking her head as she surveyed the kitchen. She's like a locust. She has eaten everything in the house. She gestured toward the empty pantry. She's eaten everything in Mr. H's house. Look, even the salt and pepper shakers are empty. Why don't you just tell her she's eaten too much? Reba turned to Brock. You tell her. No, you tell her. Brock shot back, hands raised in defense. Van stepped between them. Rock, paper, scissors. Reba smirked. Ben, you know you're gonna lose. Not this time, Ben replied confidently. 1, 2, 3. Dang it. How do you always beat me? Because you always pick scissors, Reba deadpanned. Of course I do. It's my system, Ben complained. He looked at Reba. So you'll tell her? Yeah, fine. No, I don't want to. You tell her. Come on, you tell her. Brock pleaded. Please, please, please. No, Ben, why should I tell her? Reba asked, arms crossed. Because girls can say that kind of stuff without having to come across like all they care about are looks, Ben explained. He paused, looking Reba up and down. By the way, you have been looking hot lately. Reba rolled her eyes, but a small smile betrayed her amusement. Oh, you. Brock sighed, defeated. Look, sweetie, why don't I tell her? Reba smiled in relief. Thank you. Just then, Barbara Jean burst through the back door, carrying a large, flat box. Hey, guess who Luigi gave the free pizza to? Luigi doesn't have to roll it out of the bed every morning. Reba pinched the bridge of her nose. You know, Mom, we really don't need another pizza. I mean, it's really just the three of us. Oh, I know, but I had to take it. It was free, Barbara Jean said cheerfully, placing the box on the counter. Somebody will eat it. Van perked up. Oh, dibs. Reba shook her head. You know what, Mom? I'm thinking maybe we should all try and get a little healthier around here. Barbara Jean looked offended. What are you talking about? I'm very healthy. Brock stepped forward, holding out his hands like a hostage negotiator. All right, that's it, Mrs. H. Drop it, Mrs. H. Drop it, drop it, drop it. He pointed at the pizza box. Drop it, Mrs. H. I can't stand to see you do this to yourself. It's like you're trying to eat yourself to death. Why? What happened to you? What's different? Suddenly, a voice echoed from the hallway. You who? I'm entirely out of place in her casual denim jeans and comfortable blouse amid a sea of neon spandex and sweat-wicking athletic wear. She wandered cautiously toward the free weight section, her eyes scanning the room. Finally, she spotted her. Barbara Jean was wearing a bright pink athletic outfit that clung perfectly to her newly sculpted frame. Standing right beside her was a man who looked like he had been carved out of marble. He was tall, incredibly muscular, and had a smile that seemed to sparkle under the fluorescent gym lights. Oh, hey, Reba, Barbara Jean called out, spotting her immediately. You came. Reba walked over slowly, trying not to stare too obviously at the beautiful people surrounding them. Yeah, man, there is a lot of beautiful people around here. You should see them naked in the shower. The muscular man let out a booming, friendly laugh. Hey, Jordan. He extended a large, calloused hand. Hey, Reba replied, shaking his hand and noting his incredibly firm grip. Jordan turned his attention back to his client. Ready to start, Barbara Jean? Yeah, she replied eagerly. Jordan took a step back, admiring her posture. Hey, you look great in that outfit. Barbara Jean giggled, a blush creeping up her neck. Oh, well, the other woman is getting kind of baggy. She turned to Reba, gesturing wildly. Can you believe her? She did the impossible. She lost all that weight and kept these fellows. Barbara Jean pointed proudly to her chest, causing Reba to cough nervously. Oh. Okay, Jordan, this is my friend, Reba. Jordan beamed at her. Hey, I am Jordan. I am Reba, she replied, feeling a bit like a parrot. So, you going to join us, Reba? Jordan asked, his enthusiasm completely genuine and somewhat overwhelming. Reba took a step back, holding up her hands defensively. Oh, I do not know. I just think that me and my fellows will just watch for a while. Jordan shook his head, placing his hands on his hips. Well, Reba, you are not going to get into shape by just watching. You need to sweat a little. Yeah, but you guys have got to understand. Reba tried to explain, looking around nervously. It has been a while since I have been in a gym like this, and I do not think. Suddenly, Jordan moved behind Barbara Jean and began to stretch her arms backward. Hello, there, Barbara Jean. You really are getting limber. Remember when you could not put your leg over my head? Barbara Jean laughed, leaning into the stretch. Remember when I did not want to? Reba watched this intimate physical contact with her eyes wide open. Is that legal? I mean, necessary? It is critical to stretch the muscles out before you exercise them. Jordan explained professionally, his face a mask of serious dedication to physical fitness. Yeah, otherwise you could really hurt something. He gently tapped Barbara Jean's shoulder. Turn over. Barbara Jean lay flat on a mat. Reba, you need to watch this one. This one is my favorite. Jordan knelt beside her and began applying pressure to her back and chest to deepen the stretch. All right, now, this gives a good stretch to the back and chest muscles. Really should do this once a day. Barbara Jean let out a content sigh. Oh, I would do it all day if I could. Reba began fanning her face with her hand, feeling incredibly awkward. Is this one of these gyms that has the heat on real high? I am sweating. Okay. Jordan finally released the stretch and clapped his hands together. Oh, wow. Time for some weightlifting. Oh, good. Reba muttered under her breath. That is enough of that stretching. Hello. Okay. Jordan handed Barbara Jean 2 heavy dumbbells. Knock this out. Yeah, okay. Barbara Jean agreed, beginning her repetitions with impressive form. All right. Reba had seen exactly what Brock had feared. The physical closeness, the laughter, the shared inside jokes. You know, I think I have seen enough. Barbara Jean paused her workout, looking at Reba with genuine hope. So, what do you think? You have any interest in getting a personal trainer? Reba looked at Jordan, then back at Barbara Jean. Only if he takes me out to dinner first. Barbara Jean laughed, missing the underlying accusation completely. Are you sure, Reba? Seriously, this is one of the best relationships I have ever had. Reba swallowed hard. Oh, I think Jordan has his hands full with you. Jordan smiled warmly at Reba. Oh, you are a beginner, Reba. You will start with Dot. He turned and yelled across the crowded gym floor. Dot! From the shadows of the heavy lifting section emerged a woman roughly the size of a small mountain. She was incredibly muscular, wearing a scowl that could curdle milk, and her biceps were larger than Reba's head. Yeah, Dot bellowed, her voice echoing off the mirrors. Jordan gestured toward Reba. This is Reba. She seems a little tense. I would spend some extra time on the stretching. Dot cracked her knuckles and glared down at Reba. Hey, get down there. Reba gulped, realizing that her undercover spy mission had just taken a terrifying turn. An hour later, Reba returned to the house, every muscle in her body aching with profound, screaming agony. She limped into the living room, where Brock was pacing nervously, waiting for a full report. So, did you see him? Brock demanded the moment she walked through the door. What is he like? Is he little? Could I take him? Reba collapsed onto the sofa, groaning as her overstretched muscles protested the movement. He is big, but he is not as big as Dot. Brock leaned in, his face tight with anxiety. So, what do you think? Is there something going on there? Reba looked up at him, her heart heavy with the task of delivering bad news. Look, Brock. I was hoping that I could go down to the gym and check things out and come back and tell you that there is nothing to worry about. But Brock's face dropped. That is it. Reba, come on, Brock pleaded, desperate for the whole truth. Okay, Reba sighed, running a hand through her hair. I do not know if they are having an affair or not, but if they keep working out like that, they might be having a baby. Brock staggered backward as if he had been physically struck. Man, I knew there was something going on. Before Reba could say another word to soften the blow, the front door burst open. Barbara Jean practically floated into the room, glowing with post-workout endorphins. Hey, everybody, Barbara Jean sang out happily. I am here, and I am saying well. Brock turned to her, his face a mask of hurt and anger. Oh, hi, honey. Barbara Jean stopped, sensing the heavy atmosphere in the room immediately. Do not you hi honey me. What are you talking about? Brock crossed his arms over his chest, his voice trembling slightly. Oh man, did you honestly think that I would not find out about you and Jordan? Barbara Jean's jaw dropped. What? We were working out. It was perfectly innocent. She looked over at the couch. Reba, tell him what you saw. Reba immediately held up her hands, sinking deeper into the cushions. I do not want to get involved. She said you are having an affair, Brock accused, his voice rising in volume. Barbara Jean let out a loud, incredulous laugh. Any more than I already am. She took a step toward Brock, looking him dead in the eye with absolute sincerity. Okay, Jordan and I are not having an affair. He is gay. The silence in the living room was deafening. Brock blinked, trying to process this information. What? Barbara Jean put her hands on her hips, her tone shifting from defensive to slightly insulted. Reba, do you honestly think I would let a straight man grab my breasts? Brock whipped his head around to stare at Reba. Excuse me, he grabbed your breasts. He is gay, Barbara Jean reiterated firmly. He was not touching them. He was arranging them. She waved a hand dismissively. Carry on with your lives. Brock exhaled a massive sigh of relief, the tension draining from his shoulders instantly. Oh. He moved to hug her, but Barbara Jean held up a hand to stop him. Her expression was no longer cheerful. It was deeply hurt. No, Reba. Everything is not fine, Barbara Jean said, her voice shaking slightly with raw emotion. She looked at Reba, tears pricking the corners of her eyes. I had no idea you were so threatened by the new me. The slim waist, the toned legs, the phallus. Reba. So, you gonna join us, Reba? Jordan asked, his enthusiasm seemingly boundless. Oh, I do not know. I just think that me and my fellows will just watch for a while, Reba stammered, folding her arms protectively across her chest. Well, Reba, you are not going to get into shape by just watching. You need to sweat a little. Yeah, but you guys got to understand, it has been a while since I have been in a gymnasium like this, and I do not think. Reba stopped mid-sentence as she watched Jordan guide Barbara Jean to a blue foam mat on the floor. Hello, there. Barbara Jean, you really are getting limber, Jordan praised her as he helped her into a stretch. Remember when you could not put your leg over my head? Remember when I did not want to? Barbara Jean laughed loudly, her face flushed with effort. Is that legal? I mean, necessary? Reba asked, her eyes widening as Jordan positioned himself to deepen the stretch. It is critical to stretch the muscles out before you exercise them, Jordan explained without a hint of self-consciousness. Yeah. Otherwise, you could really hurt something. Turn over. Reba, you need to watch this one. This one is my favorite, Barbara Jean chirped from the floor. All right. Now, this gives a good stretch to the back and chest muscles. Really should do this once a day, Jordan said, placing his hands firmly on Barbara Jean to assist her. Oh, I would do it all day if I could, Barbara Jean hummed happily. You know, is this one of these gymnasiums that has the heat on real high? I am sweating, Reba said, fanning herself with her hand. Okay. Oh wow. Time for some weightlifting. Oh good. That is enough of that stretching. Hello. Okay. Knock this out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Reba watched them move to the machines, her mind racing with what she was going to tell Brock. You know, I think I have seen enough. So what do you think? You have any interest in getting a personal trainer? Barbara Jean asked, wiping a bead of sweat from her forehead with a towel. Only if he takes me out to dinner first. Are you sure, Reba? Seriously, this is one of the best relationships I have ever had. I think Jordan has his hands full with you, Reba managed to say. Oh, you are a beginner, Reba. You will start with Dot, Barbara Jean stated brightly. Dot. A massive woman, whose biceps looked capable of bending steel, jogged over. Yeah. This is Reba. She seems a little tense. I would spend some extra time on the stretching, Jordan suggested, patting Reba on the shoulder. Hey, get down there, Dot commanded, pointing a meaty finger at the floor mat. Reba barely escaped the building with her dignity intact. Back at the house, Brock was pacing the living room floor, wearing a path into the rug. The moment Reba walked through the front door, he pounced. So, did you see him? What is he like? Is he little? Could I take him? He is big, but he is not as big as Dot, Reba said breathlessly, dropping her purse on the chair. So, what do you think? Is there something going on there? Look, Brock, I was hoping that I could go down to the gymnasium and check things out and come back and tell you that there is nothing to worry about. But that is it, Brock groaned, burying his face in his hands. Reba, come on. Okay, I do not know if they are having an affair or not, but if they keep working out like that, they might be having a baby. Man, I knew there was something going on, Brock muttered darkly. Just then, the front door swung open, and Barbara Jean practically skipped into the room, a radiant smile on her face. Hey, everybody, I am here and I am saying, well. Oh, hi, honey, Brock said, his voice dripping with forced casualness and underlying anger. Do not you hi honey me, what are you talking about? Oh man, did you honestly think that I would not find out about you and Jordan? What? Barbara Jean looked genuinely shocked. We were working out. It was perfectly innocent. Reba, tell him what you saw, Brock demanded, pointing an accusing finger. I do not want to get involved, Reba said, taking a slow step backward toward the kitchen. She said you are having an affair. Any more than I already am, Reba muttered under her breath. Okay, Jordan and I are not having an affair, Barbara Jean said, placing her hands on her hips. He is gay. What? Brock and Reba said simultaneously. Reba, do you honestly think I would let a straight man grab my breasts? Excuse me. He grabbed your breasts? Brock shouted. He is gay, Barbara Jean repeated slowly, as if speaking to a pair of very slow children. He was not touching them. He was arranging them. Carry on with your lives. She turned to walk away, shaking her head. No, Reba. Barbara Jean stopped and turned back, her expression turning serious. Everything is not fine. I had no idea you were so threatened by the new me. The slim waist, the toned legs, the fellows. The fellows? Reba asked, confused. The girls, Barbara Jean corrected herself, gesturing to her chest. Oh, the puppies. I am not threatened by you. Reba crossed her arms defensively. Really? Yeah. Then why did you go down to the gymnasium? What were you spying on me? No. Silence filled the room as the two women stared at each other. Okay, yes, Reba finally admitted, letting her arms drop to her sides. I went down to the gymnasium because I thought there was something going on between you and Jordan. Why would you think that? Barbara Jean asked, her voice softening slightly. Because you have changed. I have not. Yes, you have, Reba insisted, stepping closer. Ever since you lost all that weight, you are pushy and obnoxious, and you always want to be the center of attention. Hello? I have always been that way, Barbara Jean pointed out reasonably. She kinda got a point there, Brock chimed in from the corner. Yeah, well, something has changed, Barbara Jean, Reba said, ignoring him. Yeah. The way you guys look at me. I am still the same Barbara Jean I always was. I am just less winded. Reba looked down at the floor, suddenly feeling very foolish. I know she might be right. Could be us. I am sorry, honey. Reba just got me all worked up. That is. Look, Barbara Jean, Reba took a deep breath. The truth is I think I went down to the gymnasium almost hoping that I would find you doing something wrong. You know, anything. So I could feel superior to you and your skinny behind. So, I am sorry. Sorry? Barbara Jean repeated, her eyes suddenly sparkling with an unfamiliar light. Yeah. This is great. She clapped her hands together, a massive grin spreading across her face. For the first time since we have known each other, you want to be me. I do not want to be you, Reba quickly corrected her. I know. It is even better. You want to look like me. Barbara Jean cheered, doing a little victory dance right there in the living room. Hey, where are you going? Brock asked as Reba turned toward the door. Just gonna go grab something to eat. I will see you next year, Reba called back, desperate to escape the relentless cheerfulness of the new, thin Barbara Jean. The house quieted down as evening approached. In the softly lit living room, Ben and Van were sitting on the couch, flipping through the television channels. Hey, buddy, what are we watching? Van asked, grabbing the remote. No, we are not. Want a rock, paper, scissor for it? Ben challenged, sitting up straighter. Let us go. Van grinned. You are gonna pick scissors, are you not? Get out. As Ben grumbled and left the room, the soft padding of footsteps announced Cheyenne's arrival. She walked into the living room nervously, her hands clasped behind her back. Hey, honey. Hey, baby. I need to talk to you, she said softly. Oh, honey. I just got the television. Van protested gently, patting the cushion next to him. Well, I started thinking that maybe you do not think of me as new pretty because I do not do enough to keep your interest. Cheyenne blurted out, her words tumbling over one another in her anxiety. No, honey. You were way hot. Guilty. But anyway, I thought that maybe I should, change my look every now and then just to keep things fresh. So, I bought a wig. From behind her back, she produced a shiny, dramatically styled wig, holding it up like a peace offering. She looked terrified, her eyes wide as she waited for his reaction. Van did not laugh. He reached out and gently took the wig from her trembling hands, setting it down on the coffee table. He looked up at her, his expression entirely sincere and deeply affectionate. Cheyenne, put that down. Listen to me. I think it is a good thing that when I look at you, I do not see the beautiful girl with the killer body. I see my wife. He stood up, taking both of her hands in his, and I am attracted to her whether she greenish-brown liquid into a glass. Barbara Jean was looking at her with wide, concerned eyes. Oh, Reba, you are not still trying to lose weight by drinking those power smoothies, are you? Barbara Jean asked, her tone dripping with newfound fitness expertise. Jordan, my trainer, says that those are loaded with hidden carbohydrates. Barbara Jean, I am all for adopting a healthy new lifestyle, Reba said, leaning against the counter. But seriously, I mean, there has to be some sort of limit. She paused, noticing that Van was staring unblinkingly at the woman in the athletic wear. Will you stop staring at her? What? We have been staring at her for like the past 2 hours. Well, she is pretty, Cheyenne admitted, sounding slightly bewildered. I am pretty, Barbara Jean agreed without a moment of hesitation. Well, of course you are, Reba said, trying to keep the peace. You have always been pretty, but she is new pretty. Oh, Van, that is such a funny story you can tell to your next wife. Reba warned, her eyes narrowing slightly. Van, you really think that I am new pretty? Barbara Jean asked, batting her eyelashes. Oh yeah, you are like a bleached-out Halle Berry. Thank you, Barbara Jean said, practically glowing. You are welcome. I am going to go make some calls, Van said, turning to leave the room. So, Barbara Jean, Van stopped at the door, curiosity getting the better of him. Yeah. Is it true that when you lose a bunch of weight you want to do, bounce, bounce? Van, Cheyenne shrieked, her face turning crimson. Oh, Cheyenne, do not be upset. Van rushed to reassure his wife. You are still hot. You are like a bleached-out Jan Brady. January Jan Brady. I am Marcia. Cheyenne corrected him, her voice trembling with indignation. Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. So, Reba, I got an idea, Barbara Jean said, smoothly transitioning the conversation back to herself. You should come down to the gymnasium and meet Jordan, my trainer. Seriously, he will change your life. I mean, he is so much more than a personal trainer. He taught me how to work out and eat right. We go over the clothes I am going to wear, the movies I am going to see. Whoa. Reba stopped with her glass halfway to her mouth. The movies you are going to see? What does that have to do with you getting in shape? Oh, nothing. Barbara Jean waved a hand dismissively. We just have the same sense of humor. That Tim Allen just kills us. I mean, whether he is playing a dog or Santa Claus, you just buy it. So, you will come meet Jordan? No. Oh, come on, Reba. I want my best girlfriend to meet my best boyfriend. The kitchen fell dead silent. Barbara Jean froze, her hand flying to her mouth. Boyfriend? Reba asked, raising one eyebrow. Oh, whoops. That came out wrong. Well, thanks anyway, but I am just going to be here with my smoothie, Reba said, taking a sip of the green sludge and trying not to grimace. Delicious, just like fruit gravy. Later that afternoon, Brock wandered into the house, looking like a man carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh hey, Barbara Jean, here you are. Listen, how would you like to go out and grab a quick lunch? Just the two of us? Oh honey, I cannot. I am going to the gymnasium, she replied breezily, grabbing a water bottle. Well, cannot you skip it just this once? Come on, I will take you to that romantic French place you like so much. Really? Skip the gymnasium and eat French food? No confondu bras, she said, kissing him quickly on the cheek before bouncing out the door. Brock stood in the middle of the room, looking lost. Man, she blew me off again. All she wants to do is go down to the gymnasium and spend time with Jordan, her trainer. Exactly, Reba said from the sofa, folding a blanket. Frankly, I like the new behind, but the new attitude not so much. Oh, that is really funny coming from the old behind. Jordan is so great. Jordan is so toned and funny. Well, I got news for you. Nobody is toned and funny, Brock grumbled, pacing the floor. Brock, you are overreacting, Reba sighed. Oh, really? Yeah, I think she might be having an affair with this guy. Barbara Jean with her trainer? Reba scoffed. I mean, sure, he is probably a better man than you are. Better looking and younger, Reba continued, teasing him. But that is it. Reba, I need you to help me out. I want you to go down to the gymnasium and see if there is anything going on. Spy on him for me. No way. Barbara Jean may have a long list of faults. And I have that list if you need a copy. But she is nothing if not faithful. Yeah, right. Up until now. But now that she is thin and hot, she has all kinds of options. Look, Brock, if it is worrying you that much, be honest with her. Tell her how you feel. Tell her that you just need a hug every now and then. Oh, now, there is a great idea. See? Why, since my competition is a macho, muscular dude, I should go the other way and appear all weak and whiny. Your solutions are ridiculous. Reba makes me to spy on those stupid. Brock stormed out of the room, leaving Reba to stare at her half-empty smoothie glass. Hard to believe they are supposed to be good for you, she muttered. A moment later, Ben walked by. Hey, Mrs. H, you off for your power walk? Man, I love old people, Van chuckled from the corner. Power walking, moving along, swinging their arms, like there is a big sale for false teeth. No, I am not going for my power walk. This whole physical thing is getting everybody acting wacko, Reba said, setting her glass down. What do you mean? Ben asked. Well, your dad thinks that the guy who gave Barbara Jean her new body is wanting to take a forespin. He probably does. What are you talking about? Guys are pigs. They are dogs. They are all animals. They just care about hot women. They are hot dogs. My point is that when you got a hot lady, you got to keep your guard up at all times. I used to, Van said quietly. You used to? Cheyenne demanded, stepping back into the room, her eyes flashing. No, baby, do not take it like that. It is just that I have grown into a mature, stable individual. That is all. Well, I do not like it. Cheyenne crossed her arms, a pout forming on her lips. Where have you been? Reba asked as Ben wandered back in holding a sandwich. I went to get something to eat. So, Ben, you think that Brock might be right about this trainer? Sure, this guy could be hot for Barbara Jean, but since Barbara Jean is not looking to play, there is no problem. And it is obvious Barbara Jean is not looking. Why is this obvious? Reba asked, genuinely curious about his teenage logic. 2 reasons. Barbara Jean is not good at keeping secrets, and she thinks of you as her best friend. If she were fooling around with this guy, she would be constantly talking about him to you. Heck, she would probably even want you to meet him. Meet him? Oh, Reba suddenly remembered the conversation from that morning. She stood up abruptly. Where are you going? Ben asked around a mouthful of bread. Go down to the gymnasium with the rest of the wackos, Reba declared, grabbing her purse. All right, well, keep those arms swinging, Ben called after her. The gymnasium was a symphony of clanking metal, rhythmic electronic music, and the heavy breathing of people pushing themselves to their physical limits. The air smelled of citrus sanitizing spray and exertion. Reba walked through the double glass doors, feeling entirely out of her element in her casual jeans and sensible shoes. Man, there is a lot of beautiful people around here. You should see them naked in the shower, a random patron commented as he walked past her. Reba ignored him, her eyes scanning the sprawling floor of treadmills and weight benches. Finally, she spotted a familiar, brightly colored outfit. Oh hey Reba, You came, Barbara Jean called out cheerfully, not missing a beat in her routine. Yeah, Reba replied, walking over slowly. Hey, Jordan, a tall, incredibly fit man with perfectly styled hair said, flashing a million-watt smile. Hey, Reba nodded cautiously. Ready to start, Barbara Jean? Jordan asked, his voice smooth and encouraging. Yeah. Hey, you look great in that outfit, Barbara Jean said to Reba, though it was clear her mind was entirely focused on the workout. Oh, well, the other woman is getting kind of baggy. Can you believe her? She did the impossible. She lost all that weight and kept these fellows. Barbara Jean gestured broadly to her chest, laughing a bright, booming laugh. Oh. Okay, Jordan, this is my friend, Reba. Hey, I am Jordan, the man said, extending a strong, calloused hand. I am do enough to keep your interest. Van instantly tore his eyes away from the television, his full attention snapping to his wife. He saw the genuine vulnerability in her posture and immediately felt a surge of protective love. No, honey, you were way hot. Guilty. Cheyenne offered a small, unsure smile, but she was entirely committed to her terrible plan. But anyway, I thought that maybe I should, change my look every now and then just to keep things fresh. She reached behind her back, pulling an object from where she had hidden it. So, I bought a wig. With a swift, dramatic motion, Cheyenne placed a shockingly bright, platinum blonde wig onto her head. It was stiff, unnatural, and clashed violently with her skin tone. She stood there, waiting for his reaction, looking entirely miserable. Van stared at her for a long moment, completely silent. The wig was awful, but the insecurity that had driven her to buy it broke his heart. He stood up slowly and walked over to her. He reached out with both hands and gently, deliberately pulled the horrible blonde wig off her head. Cheyenne, put that down, he said softly, tossing the wig onto a nearby chair. He placed his hands on her shoulders, looking deeply into her eyes. The goofy, childish demeanor he so often displayed was completely gone, replaced by a quiet, fierce sincerity. Listen to me, Van said, his voice steady and low. I think it is a good thing that when I look at you, I do not see the beautiful girl with the killer bod. I see my wife. He reached up, gently brushing a stray lock of her natural hair behind her ear. And I am attracted to her whether she is all dressed up, ready to go out, or just sitting on the couch wearing those washed-up flannel pajamas. Cheyenne stared at him, tears welling up in her eyes. The overwhelming fear of not being enough slowly began to melt away under the warmth of his gaze. Really? She whispered. Van smiled, a soft, loving expression that lit up his entire face. Yeah, you are beautiful to me because of who you are. Cheyenne let out a wet, genuine laugh, wiping a tear from her cheek. I feel kind of stupid. Van pulled her into a tight embrace, resting his chin on top of her head. That is also who you are, and I love it. He held her for a long moment, simply breathing in the familiar scent of her shampoo, reveling in the quiet perfection of their perfectly imperfect life together. Finally, he pulled back slightly, a mischievous glint returning to his eyes. Come on, you, Van said, grabbing her hand. Cheyenne wiped her eyes, looking up at him curiously. Where are we going? Van flashed a wide, eager grin, tugging her gently toward the stairs. Oh, we are going upstairs. Cheyenne laughed, playfully pulling back against his grip. Hold on. I thought you did not want me to leave you alone. Van winked, leaning in close to whisper in her ear. Sometimes I want to feel new pretty. The morning sun streamed through the kitchen windows, casting a warm, golden glow over the countertops. But the atmosphere inside the room was thick with a comedic sort of tension. Two figures stood near the kitchen island, their voices hushed but carrying the distinct weight of an urgent debate. That woman is out of control, one of them whispered fiercely, gesturing toward the living room where the subject of their conversation was currently residing. She is like a locust. She has eaten everything in the house. The other nodded in solemn agreement, eyes wide with a mixture of awe and disbelief. She has eaten everything in Mr. H's house. Look, even the salt and pepper shakers are empty. Why do you not just tell her she has eaten too much? You tell her. No, you tell her. Rock, paper, scissors. Ben, you know you are going to lose. Not this time, Ben replied, his voice filled with a sudden, misplaced surge of confidence. He raised his fist, shaking it with determination. 1, 2, 3. He threw out his 2 fingers. His opponent flattened their hand over them. Dang it, Ben groaned, dropping his head. How do you always beat me? Because you always pick scissors. Of course I do, it is my system, Ben defended, though the defeat was evident in his posture. So you will tell her? Yeah, fine. No, I do not want to. You tell her. Come on, you tell her. Please, please, please. No, Ben, why should I tell her? Because girls can say that kind of stuff without having to come across like all they care about are looks. Ben paused, his expression softening into a genuine smile. By the way, you have been looking hot lately. Oh, you, the other replied, waving off the compliment with a modest chuckle, though clearly pleased. Just then, the swinging door of the kitchen burst open, and Reba walked in. She took one look at the two of them conspiring by the empty spice rack inside, a sound born of years of managing chaotic households. Look, sweetie, why do I not tell her? Thank you, they breathed in unison, visibly relieved to have the burden lifted from their shoulders. Before another word could be spoken, the front door rattled, and the matriarch of the moment burst into the house. Hey, 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 she announced, carrying a massive cardboard box that smelled heavily of cheese and oregano. Guess who Luigi gave the free pizza to? Luigi does not have to roll it out of the bed every morning. You know, Mom, we really do not need another pizza, Reba said, crossing her arms gently. I mean, it is really just the 3 of us. Oh, I know, but I had to take it. It was free, the mother replied, setting the box down on the table with a triumphant thud. Somebody will eat it. Oh, dibs, someone called out from the hallway, lured by the scent of fresh dough. You know what, Mom? Reba began, her tone shifting to one of diplomatic caution. I am thinking maybe we should all try and get a little healthier around here. What are you talking about? I am very healthy. Suddenly, a voice echoed from the other room, strained and desperate. All right, that is it, Mrs. H. Drop it, Mrs. H. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Mrs. H. I cannot stand to see you do this to yourself. It is like you are trying to eat yourself to death. Why? What happened to you? What is different? The chaotic chorus was suddenly interrupted by a bright, booming voice that echoed from the front hallway. It was a voice filled with an unnatural amount of sunshine and confidence. Yoo-hoo, I am here, and I am thin. Barbara Jean stepped into the room, striking a pose. The transformation was undeniable, but the sudden shift in her demeanor was what truly caught everyone off guard. She beamed, waiting for the applause that she felt was her absolute due. Yeah, thin as a stick, and dumb as one, someone muttered under their breath. Yikes, what is eating Cooper grape? Look at that, they look like the number 10. Reba blinked, shaking her head as if trying to dispel a fog. Oh, thank God it was just a nightmare. But the door swung open again, and reality proved to be just as startling as the dream. Yoo-hoo, I am here, and I am thin, Barbara Jean announced all over again, shimmering in a brightly colored athletic outfit that looked entirely too tight and entirely too new. And the nightmare continues, Reba mumbled to herself, rubbing her temples. A familiar tune drifted through her mind, a comforting anchor in the sea of absurdity. My roots are planted in the past, though my life is changing fast. Who I am is who I want to be. A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops. With gentle hands and the heart of a fighter. I am a survivor. Mom, make us some pancakes. A voice demanded from the living room, pulling Reba back to the present. No, Reba called back, reaching into the refrigerator with a newfound sense of purpose. I am making everyone a power smoothie, and this afternoon I am taking a power walk. Power walk? Van strolled into the kitchen, a smirk playing on his lips. Oh, forget your power cane. Van, that is not nice, Cheyenne scolded, following close behind him. Mom does aerobics. She could shatter her hip. And yet, in the blink of an eye, I can make you both homeless, Reba replied smoothly, tossing a handful of questionable green vegetables into the blender. Hey, everybody. I am here and I am. Barbara Jean started again, striking another pose in the doorway. Oh, shut up and have a donut, Reba sighed, turning on the blender. The loud whirring drowned out the immediate responses, giving Reba a brief moment of peace. When she turned it off, pouring the thick up in the air in defeat. That is it. Reba, come on. Brock grabbed her shoulders, his eyes wide. Okay, I do not know if they are having an affair or not, but if they keep working out like that, they might be having a baby. Brock let go of her, running his hands through his hair as he absorbed the devastating news. The color drained from his face entirely. Man, I knew there was something going on. Right on cue, the front door swung open again, and Barbara Jean practically danced into the living room, completely radiating energy. Hey, everybody. I am here, and I am saying, well, she spotted Brock and smiled brightly. Oh, hi, honey. Brock stood tall, crossing his arms over his chest, projecting an aura of righteous anger. Do not you hi honey me. Barbara Jean stopped dancing, her smile fading into an expression of utter confusion. What are you talking about? Brock took a step toward her, his voice trembling slightly with emotion. Oh man, did you honestly think that I would not find out about you and Jordan? Barbara Jean's eyes widened in genuine shock. She looked at Brock, then over at Reba, who was desperately trying to blend into the wallpaper. What? We were working out. It was perfectly innocent. She turned to Reba for support. Reba, tell him what you saw. Reba held her hands up defensively, shaking her head. I do not want to get involved. Barbara Jean turned back to Brock, her voice rising in disbelief. She said you are having an affair. Any more than I already am, Reba muttered softly under her breath, a bitter reminder of the past that she could not entirely suppress. Barbara Jean took a deep breath, looking at her husband with absolute certainty. Okay, Jordan and I are not having an affair. He is gay. The silence that followed was absolute and deafening. Brock's arms slowly dropped to his sides. He stared at his wife, completely bewildered. What? Barbara Jean looked at him, shaking her head as if dealing with a particularly slow child. Reba, do you honestly think I would let a straight man grab my breasts? Reba felt her jaw practically hit the floor. She pointed a trembling finger at Barbara Jean. Excuse me, he grabbed your breasts? He is gay. Barbara Jean waved her hand dismissively, completely unbothered by the detail. He was not touching them. He was arranging them. Carry on with your lives. She turned toward the hallway, entirely ready to move past the ridiculous drama. Brock let out a long, shuddering breath, the tension leaving his body in a massive wave. No, Reba, everything is not fine. Barbara Jean stopped and slowly turned back around, her expression hardening. The bubbly, oblivious demeanor vanished, replaced by something much sharper and far more perceptive. She looked at Brock, then directly at Reba. I had no idea you were so threatened by the new me, Barbara Jean said softly, her voice carrying a quiet power that commanded the room. She gestured to her slender figure. The slim waist, the toned legs, the phallus. Reba frowned, caught off guard by the accusation. The phallus. The girls, Barbara Jean clarified quickly. Oh, the puppies. Reba immediately crossed her arms, standing her ground. I am not threatened by you. Barbara Jean raised a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. Really? Yeah, Reba insisted, though her voice lacked its usual unshakable conviction. Barbara Jean stepped closer, her eyes locked onto Reba's. Then why did you go down to the gym? What were you spying on me? Reba hesitated, feeling a sudden, uncomfortable surge of guilt. She looked away, unable to maintain eye contact. No. She sighed heavily, dropping the defensive posture. Okay. Yes. I went down to the gym because I thought there was something going on between you and Jordan. Barbara Jean looked genuinely hurt. Why would you think that? Reba threw her hands up, the frustration of the past few weeks finally boiling over. Because you have changed. I have not, Barbara Jean fired back instantly. Yes, you have, Reba argued, her voice rising. Ever since you lost all that weight, you are pushy and obnoxious, and you always want to be the center of attention. Barbara Jean stared at her for a long, silent moment. Then, with absolute sincerity, she asked, Hello? I have always been that way. Reba blinked, completely thrown by the accuracy of the statement. She looked at Brock, who was nodding slowly in agreement. She kinda got a point there, Brock offered quietly. Reba felt a flush of embarrassment creep up her neck. She looked back at Barbara Jean, realizing the profound truth hidden beneath the argument. Yeah, well, something has changed, Barbara Jean. Barbara Jean's expression softened into a look of quiet understanding. Yeah, the way you guys look at me, I am still the same Barbara Jean I always was. I am just less winded. The absolute truth of her words hung heavily in the air. Reba felt a sudden wave of shame wash over her. She realized that her reaction and Brock's reaction had absolutely nothing to do with Barbara Jean's actions and everything to do with their own insecurities. Brock stepped forward, looking at his wife with deep contrition. I know she might be right. Could be us. I am sorry, honey. Reba just got me all worked up. That is. He stopped, realizing blaming Reba was entirely cowardly and incorrect. Reba took a deep breath, stepping forward as well. She looked directly into Barbara Jean's eyes, preparing to do something she rarely ever did. She prepared to admit she was wrong. Look, Barbara Jean, Reba began, her voice steady but quiet. The truth is I think I went down to the gym almost hoping that I would find you doing something wrong. She paused, letting the painful admission settle between them. You know, anything, so I could feel superior to you and your skinny butt. So, I am sorry. Barbara Jean stood completely still, her eyes wide as she processed the apology. Sorry? Yeah, Reba confirmed, feeling a massive weight lift off her chest. Suddenly, a massive, brilliant smile broke across Barbara Jean's face. She clasped her hands together, practically bouncing on her toes with sheer delight. This is great. For the first time since we have known each other, you want to be me. Reba's eyes widened in horror, immediately realizing her mistake. I do not want to be you. Barbara Jean ignored the denial completely, her joy uncontainable. I know. It is even better. You want to look like me. Without another word, Barbara Jean turned and practically skipped out of the living room, heading toward the kitchen, humming a happy little tune. Reba stood frozen, watching her go, completely dumbfounded by the terrifying turn of events. Hey, where are you going? She called out helplessly. Just going to go grab something to eat, Barbara Jean called back cheerfully over her shoulder. I will see you next year. Reba groaned, resting her forehead in her hands. The nightmare had not ended. It had simply evolved into a completely new, infinitely more terrifying form. Later that evening, the house settled into a quiet, comfortable routine. Van and Ben were sitting on the couch in the dimly lit living room, completely absorbed in the glowing screen of the television. The frantic energy of the day had finally dissipated, replaced by a calm domesticity. "Hey, buddy, what are we watching?" Van asked, leaning back against the cushions. "No, we are not," Ben replied flatly, staring straight ahead. "Want a rock, paper, scissor for it?" Van sat up straight, instantly competitive. "Let us go." Ben held out his small fist. "You are going to pick scissors, are not you?" Van scowled playfully, giving the boy a light shove. "Get out." The peaceful moment was interrupted by the soft sound of footsteps descending the staircase. Cheyenne walked slowly into the living room. Her voice was quiet, hesitant. "Hey, honey." Van barely glanced away from the screen. "Hey, baby, I need to talk to you." Cheyenne stopped near the edge of the couch, fidgeting nervously with her hands. "Oh, honey, I just got the television." She took a deep breath, gathering her courage. The events of the morning, the overwhelming presence of the new, glamorous Barbara Jean, had triggered a deep-seated panic within her. She felt inadequate, boring, and utterly predictable. "Well," Cheyenne began slowly, her voice trembling slightly, "I started thinking that maybe you do not think of me as new pretty because I do not good at keeping secrets, and she thinks of you as her best friend. If she were fooling around with this guy, she would be constantly talking about him to you. Heck, she would probably even want you to meet him." Reba's heart skipped a beat. A sudden, uncomfortable memory from earlier that morning flashed through her mind. Barbara Jean, glowing with excitement, pleading with her to come to the gym. "I want my best girlfriend to meet my best boyfriend." Reba stood up so quickly that she startled Ben. "Meet him? Oh." Ben looked up at her, confused by her sudden panic. "Where are you going?" Reba was already walking briskly toward the front door, grabbing her purse from the hook on the wall. "Go down to the gym with the rest of the wackos." As she opened the door, Ben called out after her, a smirk playing on his lips. "All right, well, keep those arms a-swinging." The atmosphere inside the local fitness center was a stark contrast to the quiet suburban streets of their neighborhood. The air was thick with the scent of rubber mats and exertion, and a steady, rhythmic bass thumped from hidden speakers in the ceiling. Everywhere Reba looked, people were lifting, running, and stretching with an intensity that made her suddenly very aware of her comfortable, sensible shoes. She navigated her way through a maze of stationary bicycles and heavy metal contraptions, feeling entirely out of place. She kept her head down, trying not to make eye contact with the incredibly fit individuals who seemed to occupy this strange new world. Finally, she spotted a familiar, brightly colored athletic top near the free weight section. It was Barbara Jean. Reba took a deep breath, steeling herself for whatever she was about to witness, and walked over. Barbara Jean was in the middle of adjusting a small towel around her neck when she saw Reba approaching. Her face instantly lit up with a massive, beaming smile. "Oh, hey, Reba, you came." Reba forced a smile, looking around the expansive room. "Yeah, man, there is a lot of beautiful people around here." She leaned in slightly, lowering her voice to a whisper. "You should see them naked in the shower." Barbara Jean giggled, pulling a tall, incredibly muscular young man forward. He had sandy blonde hair, a blindingly white smile, and biceps that looked like they belonged in a comic book. "Hey, Jordan," she chirped. "Hey," Jordan replied, his voice smooth and confident. "Ready to start, Barbara Jean?" Jordan asked, his attention fully focused on his client. Yeah, Barbara Jean agreed eagerly. Jordan took a step back, admiring her outfit with an entirely professional yet appreciative gaze. "Hey, you look great in that outfit." Barbara Jean blushed, swatting at the air playfully. "Oh, well, the other woman is getting kind of baggy." She turned to Reba, unable to contain her pride. Can you believe her? She did the impossible. She lost all that weight and kept these fellas. Oh, 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 oh. Barbara Jean shimmied her shoulders, pointing enthusiastically at her chest. Reba stood frozen, completely horrified by the display. She cleared her throat loudly. Okay, Jordan. Jordan, this is my friend, Reba. Jordan extended a large, calloused hand, flashing that bright smile again. Hey, I am Jordan. Reba shook his hand briefly, feeling incredibly small. I am Reba. Jordan let go of her hand and gestured toward the open floor space. So, you going to join us, Reba? Reba took a quick step backward, shaking her head vigorously. Oh, I do not know. I just think that me and my fellows will just watch for a while. Jordan crossed his massive arms, looking at her with gentle encouragement. Well, Reba, you are not going to get into shape by just watching. You need to sweat a little. Reba clutched her purse tightly against her chest. Yeah, but you guys got to understand, it has been a while since I have been in a gym like this, and I do not think. Before she could finish her excuse, Jordan had already turned his attention back to Barbara Jean. He had guided her down onto a large blue exercise mat. Hello, there, he said smoothly. Reba watched, her eyes widening in sheer disbelief as Jordan began to help Barbara Jean stretch. He had grabbed her leg and was lifting it high into the air, pushing it toward her shoulder with an alarming amount of force. Barbara Jean, you really are getting limber, Jordan complimented her, pushing the leg just a fraction of an inch further. Barbara Jean laughed, a breathless, airy sound that sent shivers of absolute dread down Reba's spine. Remember when you could not put your leg over my head? Remember when I did not want to? Reba gasped, unable to stop the words from tumbling out of her mouth. Is that legal? I mean, necessary? Jordan did not even look up from his task. It is critical to stretch the muscles out before you exercise them. Yeah. Otherwise, you could really hurt something. Turn over. Barbara Jean flipped onto her stomach with surprising agility. She looked up at Reba, her face flushed with exertion and joy. Reba, you need to watch this one. This one is my favorite. Reba felt a cold sweat break out on her forehead. She watched in mounting horror as Jordan knelt over Barbara Jean, placing his hands firmly on her lower back. All right, Jordan instructed softly. Now, this gives a good stretch to the back and chest muscles. Really should do this once a day. Barbara Jean let out a soft, contented moan as he pressed down. Oh, I would do it all day if I could. Reba practically choked on the stagnant gym air. She desperately fanned her face with her hand, looking around the room as if seeking an escape route. Is this one of these gyms that has the heat on real high? I am sweating. Jordan finally stood up, clapping his hands together. Okay, oh wow, time for some weightlifting. Reba let out a massive sigh of relief, feeling like she had just survived a life-threatening ordeal. Oh good, that is enough of that stretching. Hello. Jordan guided Barbara Jean over to a bench press machine. Okay, knock this out. Yeah, okay, all right. Barbara Jean agreed, lying flat on the bench. Reba watched them for exactly 2 seconds before deciding she had gathered more than enough intelligence for one day. I think I have seen enough. Barbara Jean sat up on the bench, looking at her friend hopefully. So, what do you think? You have any interest in getting a personal trainer? Reba looked at Jordan, then back to Barbara Jean, her expression perfectly deadpan. Only if he takes me out to dinner first. Barbara Jean looked genuinely disappointed. Are you sure, Reba? Seriously, this is one of the best relationships I have ever had. Reba nodded slowly, a profound sense of understanding washing over her. Oh, I think Jordan has his hands full with you. Jordan chuckled, misinterpreting Reba's hesitation. Oh, you are a beginner. Reba, you will start with ... Yeah. This is Reba. She seems a little tense. I would spend some extra time on the stretching. A woman the size of a small mountain stepped out from behind a row of elliptical machines. She had a severe haircut, muscles layered upon muscles, and a terrifyingly intense stare. She cracked her knuckles loudly as she approached. "Hey, get down there." Reba did not wait to say goodbye. She turned and fled the gym, her sensible shoes carrying her away from the building as fast as physically possible. The drive home was a blur of frantic thoughts and mounting anxiety. By the time Reba burst through her own front door, her heart was pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Brock was pacing a trench into the living room carpet. He stopped dead in his tracks the moment she walked in. "So, did you see him?" Brock demanded, his voice tight with desperation. "What is he like? Is he little? Could I take him?" Reba leaned against the doorframe, trying to catch her breath. The image of the enormous woman named Dot was burned into her retinas. "He is big, but he is not as big as Dot." Brock ignored the confusing reference, stepping closer. "So, what do you think? Is there something going on there?" Reba hesitated. She looked at Brock, seeing the genuine pain and insecurity etched across his features. She wanted to give him the comfort he so desperately sought, but she could not lie about what she had witnessed in that gym. "Look, Brock," she began slowly, choosing her words with extreme care. "I was hoping that I could go down to the gym and check things out and come back and tell you that there is nothing to worry about. But..." She paused, unable to find a gentle way to deliver the blow. She threw her hands up. Barbara Jean repeated firmly, as if this simple fact explained everything perfectly. "He was not touching them. He was arranging them." She waved her hand dismissively, ending the conversation. "Carry on with your lives." She turned to walk away, but stopped. The hurt in her eyes had not vanished. It had simply shifted focus. She turned slowly back to face Reba. "No, Reba, everything is not fine," Barbara Jean said, her voice trembling slightly. The bubbly, energetic persona fell away, revealing a deeply vulnerable woman underneath. "I had no idea you were so threatened by the new me." Reba stood frozen, taken aback by the sudden shift in the emotional current. "The slim waist, the toned legs," Barbara Jean listed, her voice rising slightly. "The fellas." Reba frowned, thoroughly confused. "The fellas?" "The girls," Barbara Jean clarified quickly. "Oh, the puppies." Reba crossed her arms, adopting a defensive posture. "I am not threatened by you." Barbara Jean narrowed her eyes, stepping closer. "Really?" "Yeah," Reba insisted, though her voice lacked its usual unshakable conviction. "Then why did you go down to the gym?" Barbara Jean challenged, her gaze piercing right through Reba's defenses. "What, were you spying on me?" Reba opened her mouth to deny it, but the lie died on her tongue. The room felt suddenly very quiet. She looked at Brock, who was staring at the floor, entirely useless in this conflict. She looked back at Barbara Jean, seeing the genuine hurt etched on her friend's face. "No," Reba started, before letting out a long, defeated sigh. "Okay. Yes, I went down to the gym because I thought there was something going on between you and Jordan." Barbara Jean looked baffled. "Why would you think that?" "Because you have changed," Reba said, the truth tumbling out before she could stop it. "I have not," Barbara Jean protested immediately. "Yes, you have," Reba pressed, her own frustrations bubbling to the surface. "Ever since you lost all that weight, you are pushy and obnoxious, and you always want to be the center of attention." The words hung heavy in the silent room. A voice muttered softly from the corner. "Hello? I have always been that way." Reba paused, looking toward the source of the voice. She kind of got a point there. Reba turned back to Barbara Jean, her anger deflating rapidly, replaced by a profound sense of self-awareness. "Yeah, well, something has changed, Barbara Jean." Barbara Jean crossed her arms, a look of profound sadness washing over her features. Yeah, the way you guys look at me, I am still the same Barbara Jean I always was. I am just less winded. The sheer honesty of the statement struck Reba right in the heart. She looked down at the floor, suddenly feeling very small and incredibly foolish. I know she might be right, Reba admitted softly, addressing the room but mostly speaking to herself. Could be us. Brock finally found his voice. He walked over to his wife, his shoulders slumped in apology. I am sorry, honey. Reba just got me all worked up. That is. Reba cut him off, knowing she had to take full responsibility for her own actions. Look, Barbara Jean, the truth is I think I went down to the gym almost hoping that I would find you doing something wrong. Barbara Jean looked at her, her eyes searching Reba's face for an explanation. You know, anything, so I could feel superior to you and your skinny butt. So, I am sorry. Reba stood there, entirely vulnerable, having admitted to her deepest, ugliest insecurity. She waited for the anger, for the rebuke. Instead, a slow, radiant smile spread across Barbara Jean's face. The tension evaporated, replaced by an overwhelming sense of joy. Sorry, Barbara Jean practically squealed. Yeah. She clapped her hands together, practically bouncing on her toes. This is great. For the first time since we have known each other, you want to be me. Reba immediately took a step back, her pride rapidly attempting to reassemble itself. I do not want to be you. I know. Barbara Jean laughed, undeterred by the denial. It is even better. You want to look like me. Barbara Jean turned, her confidence fully restored and glowing brighter than ever. She walked toward the kitchen, humming happily. Reba stared after her, completely bewildered by the logic. Hey, where are you going? Just going to go grab something to eat. Barbara Jean called back cheerfully over her shoulder. I will see you next year. Reba stood alone in the center of the room. She shook her head, a slow, fond smile spreading across her face. The storm had passed, leaving behind a deeper understanding and a bizarre, unbreakable bond. The household was back to normal, whatever normal meant in this place. Later that evening, the house grew quiet as the golden hour faded into twilight. Upstairs, in a softly lit bedroom, a different kind of quiet anxiety was brewing. Van lay back on the bed, staring comfortably at the ceiling. The rhythmic hum of the television provided a soothing background noise. Hey, buddy, Van called out gently. What are we watching? Cheyenne stood in front of the full-length mirror attached to the closet door. She was dressed in comfortable flannel pajamas, the kind that had been washed dozens of times until they were perfectly soft. She was staring critically at her reflection. No, we are not, she murmured quietly, her mind entirely focused on her own internal struggle. Van, oblivious to her turmoil, sat up slightly. Want a rock, paper, scissor for it? Let us go. He pumped his fist, ready for action. You are going to pick scissors, are not you? He laughed, a warm, easy sound. Get out. Cheyenne turned away from the mirror and walked slowly toward the bed. Her steps were heavy, burdened by a sudden, intense wave of self-doubt. The events of the day, the constant talk of being new pretty, had settled deeply into her heart. Hey, honey, Cheyenne said softly, sitting on the edge of the mattress. Hey, baby, Van replied affectionately, reaching out to touch her arm. I need to talk to you. Oh, honey, I just got the television, Van said, mildly distracted but willing to listen. Cheyenne took a deep breath, staring down at her hands resting in her lap. Well, I started thinking that maybe you do not think of me as new pretty because I do not do enough to keep your interest. Van sat up immediately, throwing the television remote onto the bedside table. His entire demeanor shifted from relaxed to deeply concerned. No, honey, you were way hot. Guilty. He raised a hand as if swearing an oath in court. Cheyenne smiled sadly, appreciating the immediate defense but needing to finish her thought. But anyway, I thought that maybe I should, change my look every now and then just to keep things fresh. She reached down beside the bed, producing a brightly colored shopping bag. She reached inside and pulled out a tangled mass of artificial hair. It was a brightly colored, overly styled wig that looked utterly ridiculous. She held it up, her expression a mix of hope and profound embarrassment. So, I bought a wig. Van stared at the synthetic hairpiece, then looked deeply into his wife's eyes. The profound sadness in her gaze struck him harder than any physical blow. He reached out gently, his hands completely steady. Cheyenne, put that down, Van said, his voice unusually low, carrying a quiet, immense strength. She lowered the wig slowly, resting it on her lap. She looked up at him, her eyes shining with unshed tears, incredibly vulnerable. Van moved closer, taking both of her hands in his. He looked at her with an expression of pure, unadulterated adoration. It was a look that stripped away all superficiality, reaching straight to the core of who she was. "Listen to me," Van said softly, his thumbs gently rubbing the backs of her hands. "I think it is a good thing that when I look at you, I do not see the beautiful girl with the killer bod." Cheyenne blinked, a tear escaping and trailing slowly down her cheek. The words initially sounded like a confirmation of her worst fears, but the tone of his voice suggested something entirely different. "I see my wife," Van continued, his voice steady and fiercely certain. The simplicity of the statement hung in the quiet air of the bedroom, carrying a weight that shifted the entire foundation of her insecurity. "And I am attracted to her," Van went on, leaning in closer, his eyes locked onto hers. "Whether she is all dressed up, crimson spreading across her cheeks." She patted her perfectly flat stomach. "Oh, well, the other woman is getting kind of baggy." She gestured toward Reba with a wide, innocent sweep of her arm. "Can you believe her? She did the impossible. She lost all that weight and kept these fellas." Barbara Jean grabbed the front of her own shirt, shaking her chest with a lack of self-awareness that was both astonishing and entirely typical. "Oh, oh, 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 oh." Reba stared in utter horror, wishing desperately for the floor to open up and swallow her whole. "Okay, Jordan." Barbara Jean finally stopped, breathing slightly heavier from her impromptu performance. "Jordan, this is my friend, Reba." Jordan extended a muscular hand. "Hey, I am Jordan." Reba took it, feeling the sheer, terrifying strength in his grip. "I am Reba." Jordan crossed his arms, evaluating Reba with a professional eye. "So, you going to join us, Reba?" Reba instinctively took a step back, shaking her head. "Oh, I do not know. I just think that me and my fellows will just watch for a while." Jordan shook his head gently, a patronizing smile on his lips. "Well, Reba, you are not going to get into shape by just watching. You need to sweat a little." Reba felt a flare of defensive irritation. "Yeah, but you guys got to understand, it has been a while since I have been in a gym like this, and I do not think." Before she could finish her excuse, Jordan turned his full attention back to his client. He gestured toward the padded mat on the floor. "Hello, there. Barbara Jean, you really are getting limber." Barbara Jean beamed. "Remember when you could not put your leg over my head?" Reba choked on her own saliva. She stared at the two of them, her eyes wide with absolute shock. "Remember when I did not want to?" she muttered to herself. She took a hesitant step closer, unable to look away from the train wreck unfolding before her eyes. Is that legal? I mean, necessary?" Jordan looked at Reba with the serene patience of a master explaining basic concepts to a toddler. "It is critical to stretch the muscles out before you exercise them." "Yeah," Barbara Jean chimed in, nodding sagely. "Otherwise, you could really hurt something." Jordan pointed to the mat. "Turn over." Barbara Jean obediently laid face down on the blue mat. Reba, you need to watch this one, Barbara Jean called out, her voice slightly muffled. This one is my favorite. Reba watched in horrified fascination as Jordan knelt beside Barbara Jean. All right, Jordan instructed smoothly. Now, this gives a good stretch to the back and chest muscles. He placed his hands firmly on Barbara Jean, executing a maneuver that looked entirely professional yet wildly intimate to an outside observer. Really should do this once a day, Jordan noted clinically. From her position on the floor, Barbara Jean let out a sigh of pure contentment. Oh, I would do it all day if I could. Reba felt her face flush with a sudden, intense heat. She fanned herself with her hand, looking around desperately. Is this one of these gyms that has the heat on real high? I am sweating. Jordan released Barbara Jean and stood up gracefully. Okay, oh wow, time for some weightlifting. Reba let out a loud, highly inappropriate sigh of profound relief. Oh good, that is enough of that stretching. Hello, okay, knock this out. She pointed frantically toward the heavy metal bars. Yeah, okay, all right. She took several large steps backward, putting a safe distance between herself and the confusing, hyperflexible duo. I think I have seen enough. Barbara Jean sat up, looking disappointed. So, what do you think? You have any interest in getting a personal trainer? Reba laughed, a short, nervous sound. Only if he takes me out to dinner first. Barbara Jean stood up, adopting a serious, earnest expression. Are you sure, Reba? Seriously, this is one of the best relationships I have ever had. Reba looked at Jordan, then back at Barbara Jean. The words hung heavy in the air, fueling the very suspicions she had come to debunk. Oh, I think Jordan has his hands full with you. Barbara Jean smiled gently. Oh, you are a beginner, Reba. You will start with Dot. Reba blinked. Dot. Jordan cupped his hands around his mouth and yelled across the gym. Dot. A moment later, a figure emerged from the sea of treadmills. Dot was not a delicate, encouraging woman. Dot was a towering mountain of muscle, wearing a grim expression and holding a heavy medicine ball as lightly as a grapefruit. Yeah, Dot barked, a single, terrifying syllable of acknowledgement. Jordan pointed toward Reba. This is Reba. She seems a little tense. I would spend some extra time on the stretching. Dot cracked her knuckles, a sound like dry branches breaking. Hey, get down there. Reba looked at the mat, then at the massive woman standing over her, and realized that her attempt at espionage had gone terribly, horribly wrong. An hour later, Reba returned home, feeling thoroughly bruised, entirely exhausted, and emotionally drained. The sanctuary of her living room felt particularly inviting. Brock was pacing a trench into the carpet, his anxiety having multiplied exponentially in her absence. He stopped the moment she walked through the door. So, did you see him? What is he like? Is he little? Could I take him? Reba limped slightly toward the sofa and collapsed onto the soft cushions. She closed her eyes for a moment, recalling the sheer terror of Dot's stretching routine. He is big, Reba answered wearily, but he is not as big as Dot. Brock ignored her cryptic comment, leaning closer. So, what do you think? Is there something going on there? Reba opened her eyes and looked at the man. She saw his genuine pain, his deep-seated fear of losing the woman he loved. She wanted nothing more than to alleviate that fear. Look, Brock, Reba began softly, her voice filled with empathy. I was hoping that I could go down to the gym and check things out and come back and tell you that there is nothing to worry about. She took a deep breath, the truth heavy on her tongue. But Brock's face fell. He looked as if he had been punched in the stomach. That is it. He turned and marched toward the hallway, yelling out for his wife. Reba, come on. Reba followed him slowly, dreading the impending explosion. Okay, I do not know if they are having an affair or not, but if they keep working out like that, they might be having a baby. Brock spun around, his eyes blazing with confirmed paranoia. Man, I knew there was something going on. Before Reba could try to calm him down, the front door opened again. Barbara Jean glided in, humming a cheerful tune, swinging her gym bag lightly. "Hey, everybody," Barbara Jean sang out, her positive energy filling the room. "I am here, and I am saying well." She spotted Brock standing rigidly in the center of the room. "Oh, hi, honey." Brock stepped forward, his posture aggressive and defensive. "Do not you hi honey me." Barbara Jean stopped, her smile fading. She looked at him, completely bewildered. "What are you talking about?" Brock threw his hands up in the air. "Oh man, did you honestly think that I would not find out about you and Jordan?" Barbara Jean looked genuinely shocked. Her hand flew to her chest. "What? We were working out. It was perfectly innocent." Brock turned and pointed a finger at Reba, pulling her into the center of the conflict. "Reba, tell him what you saw." Reba raised her hands, stepping backward. "I do not want to get involved." "She said you are having an affair," Brock stated, his voice trembling slightly with anger and hurt. Barbara Jean turned to Reba, her eyes wide with disbelief and profound betrayal. "Any more than I already am." She took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. She looked directly at her husband, her voice remarkably calm and steady. "Okay, Jordan and I are not having an affair. He is gay." The words hung in the air, instantly diffusing the explosive tension in the room. Brock blinked, the fire in his eyes extinguishing rapidly, replaced by complete confusion. "What?" Barbara Jean rolled her eyes, her tone shifting from defensive to entirely exasperated. "Reba, do you honestly think I would let a straight man grab my breasts?" Brock choked, his eyes widening to the size of saucers. "Excuse me, he grabbed your breasts. He is gay."